even through the digital night. Jim Russell, he's guiding the light, unveiling mysteries of the unknown, UFOs in the alien zone. Oh yeah, Jim Russell, he's a man on a mission, exploring ancient secrets, it's his addiction. Debating and discussing with his loyal crew, constant conversations unveiling the truth.
Oh shit. Welcome back. It's like the start of some fucking twisted sitcom, but hey, that's all right. Welcome back, everybody. Another episode. The tune's back on here. Yes, back again. Yeah. Thank you, everyone who's watching the VODs, by the way. Thank you for the continued support. For anyone who isn't followed, please consider giving me a follow. These VODs are being posted periodically on YouTube as I get around to uploading them. And I am in the market for an editor as well. So if anyone out there knows anyone that does editing for IRL content, please hit me up because I'll pay you money to edit the VODs properly. Yes, welcome everybody. Train Beast, Rabbit. Oh, Hendrix, welcome back, man. No. No, unfortunately not. Maybe next year, Train Beast. We'll try and blow this shit up. I gotta get the VODs clipped and thrown on there. So, War Drinker, what's up? Always good to be in your room. Yes, I did. Yeah, I think that was a highlight of the show, was it not? The guy putting Asmund on his chest. Pretty incredible. Asmund's had the effect that he has had just from his room, the room he grew up in. Just no fancy shit, no fancy background, no fancy fucking, stream effects, just him talking. I dig it. That's what I'm trying to create. The kind of vibe I want to create here, obviously. Less toxic, but hey, Yeah. This evening, what am I talking about? Bunch of shit. Holy fuck. Sora. People haven't heard about the new AI video engine that is being tested right now. I guess it's like in beta testing or whatever. Absolutely ridiculous. People are saying that we must have AGI by 2027 at this rate. Exponential shit. Extremely disconcerting. UAP smokescreens, the mechanics of remote viewing, and Deus Deceptors. That last part is something, a conversation I had with ChatGPT. I thought it was kind of interesting. I'll go over a little bit later. But yeah, without further ado, we got to fix this, right? This is still from the Y-files the other night. Oops. There we go. Bring the chat back. There we go. Okay, cool. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. First thing on the docket. Oh my heavens. Fucking. I'm glad Alex Jones is back on Twitter because some of the shit that he says, I just see periodically popping up. This woman said, here's to the complete and utter destruction of the Trump empire. Trump got fined, for people that don't know, like $350 million. And all I saw was Alex's comment, looks like piss. It does look like piss. It is a martini. That's a lot of olives. Oof. Ugh. Ugh. No thanks. I hate olives. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'll go over that here in a second. I was going to go over some of the videos because me and the DM Leak have been following this. Yeah, I'm not a fan of martinis, man. It's just not my fucking vibe. But the AI stuff, fuck, it would have been in 2021, I guess. It's 2 years ago now, which is hard to believe. But as soon as the AI art generation came out, we read a really good article from a guy who's kind of within the whole LLM space, like developing these things. And he was projecting that he thought we would reach AGI by like 2025. He thought it'd be exponential. I guess maybe not that quick, but it's getting pretty fucking scary. So, who the fuck knows? I thought that was kind of funny. So the first little bit going over UFO stuff. Nick Pope. So Nick was a part of the DOD in the UK. He worked for the British government. Some people have claimed that maybe he overstated his position a little bit, and you can maybe argue that. I've still enjoyed Nick's content over the years. He's been a very grounded, rational voice in the sphere. He's on Ancient Aliens, and he's usually there to balance it some of the other guys. He was the first guy to introduce me to the Rendlesham Forest case. Just very knowledgeable on all the cases. So I don't know. I try not to poke at Nick too much. I think that he's done a good job, bringing the phenomena forward, kind of a rational way. So I don't know. I've always vibed with him, but this is kind of cool. So he also the Calvine UFO, which is something I wasn't really acquainted with until much more recently. But you can see it's a Calvine UFO lapel pin. And Nick was another person who brought that story forward. So someone had sent him the Calvine lapel pin, which is kind of cool. The one beside it is one of the Coimbra gold flyers that Giorgio Tsoukalos and all the ancient astronaut guys wears. I would love to have one of those. It's on Giorgio's website. You can buy a bunch of them. You can buy the gold flyer. You can buy the actual Coimbra one, which they tested. Travis Taylor tested in the wind tunnel at NASA, and other people have done and found that they're very aerodynamic to the point where they literally just put a propeller. They made a mock model of one, put a propeller on it, and it just flew, which is fucking insane. Anyway, cool stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. Something that I saw going through. That I thought was interesting. Oh, this is something else too. This is a fucking meme. This is one of the pieces of evidence for Bob actually being involved in something above top secret, maybe. I don't know. Because in Bob's story, Bob's narrative, which is, there's people who are trying to debunk the fuck out of Bob. Like, there's elements of his story that needed fleshing out. I think there's some bullshit in there, but one of the interesting elements of his story was his association with Ed Teller, who's the father of the hydrogen bomb, as they stipulate here. One of the guys that worked in the Manhattan Project and developed the nuclear bomb, the atom bomb. And so Bob had met him outside of Los Alamos. And Bob credited his meeting with Ed Teller as to how he got in on the program at Area 51, which ended up going to S4, which supposedly, according to Bob, was a subsect of Area 51. And this was an interview someone did with Ed Teller, and they'd asked him about Bob and refused to acknowledge that he knew him. Refused to deny knowing him, actually.
And if I ask you on camera if you know Bob Lazar, can you just say no? I will sit silently.
Kind of interesting. It would make sense because, and this is the interesting thread as to what does it matter, Jim, that Bob met with Ed Teller and Ed Teller gave him a job? Well, as we're starting to find out now through little breadcrumbs, more than likely, the guys in the Manhattan Project who made the atom bomb were the ones that got dumped the UFO stuff, potentially, the crashes, etc., because it was the most classified thing ever. So it got carried over from that level of classification. So they shared a level of classification. So Ed Teller potentially was one of the guys who was involved in that UFO retrieval reverse engineering program from the get-go. So it would make sense that if Bob met him and talked about how he put a jet engine in a Honda, I think a Honda Civic or the equivalent back then, he may recruit him to be like, well, throw this guy at it. Makes sense. So Ed may have been directly responsible for disclosing the potential reality of that program, which is very, very interesting. He was, Kriegler, yeah. He was. It was only a couple of years after that they made the hydrogen bomb, I think 1947, 1948, and Oppenheimer wasn't really interested in hearing anything from Ed Teller. Maybe it's best that they didn't listen to him, or it would have been far more catastrophic in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, yeah. Anyway, just kind of a cool little clip, I thought. Just one of those things that lends some serious credibility to Bob's story, potentially. So, anyway. This is something I wanted to cover. This is this is part of the title UAP smokescreen. So this is something that Chris Sharp had written. I think it was by Chris. I never fucking know. Yeah. So he's the main guy here at Liberation Times. Future of Representative Turner in question after rare public statement on national security threat, later deemed underwhelming amid continued dismissal of UFOs despite growing alarm within Congress. So this gentleman here, Mike Turner, was one of the guys a couple days ago, I guess, started last week, that had made a claim that there was a serious national security threat that needed to be disclosed to the people, that the president should disclose it, so that other foreign powers can address the problem. Just going to adjust the music slightly. There we go. This turned out to be something to do with Russia launching nukes into space. Some kind of nuclear laser, I guess. Some people were speculating that could take out other satellites. Initially, people were like, oh, fuck, what do you mean they're going to like drop nukes on us and stuff? Anyway, still concerning. But I guess, and this is what we'll get into here with this article, there were some rumblings about him doing this to cover up UFOs. I don't know if I'm convinced by that. It would make far more sense that that was disclosed to try and push I think it was $100 billion aid bill to Ukraine, which after it gets through all the dirty hands there, probably gets back to some of these people one way or another. Right? That's how it works, right? Yeah. And others, yeah. So that's the other part of this here, which they might get into here, Hendricks. Yeah, but Lou and some other, I think, unnamed people gave a briefing, yes. And the Russia thing got conflated with it, yes. And I think this is Chris's tweet about this. Right, yeah. According to sources, a wording of Representative Turner's public statement coincidentally and ironically mirrored the sentiments conveyed by individuals who had received the briefing from Elizondo that same day, an issue which has been ignored and dismissed by Representative Turner. Jesus. Yes. So we'll read this here. On February 14, 2024, Republican members of Congress were briefed by Lou Elizondo, the former director of a government program focused on UAP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. ATIP. Sources have revealed to Liberation Times that Elizondo was joined by a former member of the UAP task force and decorated uniformed military officer, a former military fighter pilot, and an eyewitness to UAP sighting, a former DARPA scientist, and a former political advisor within the Obama administration. Sources close to Liberation Times revealed that attendees left the session deeply concerned about the inability to openly discuss the national security implications of UAP within the government due to classification constraints. In the aftermath of the briefing, Liberation Times has been informed that an impression was left that members present at the meeting wished to declassify information related to UAP, enabling national security discussions regarding the phenomena to occur within the government and with U.S. allies. Elizondo has not publicly commented on the meeting held with the Republican Conservative Opportunity Society, nor has he provided comment to Liberation Times. Journalist Matt Laszlo reported on the briefing led by Elizondo, speaking of Representative Ralph Norman, who was in attendance. Representative Norman, who appeared alarmed, told Laszlo, "We've got a real problem. This isn't playland." He added, "My God, this isn't political. This isn't politics. For you young people, of course. This affects all of us, young and old." Speaking about recent mainstream media coverage of the topic, Representative Norman commented, "It's been portrayed by the media as crazies that are identifying unidentified flying objects, but it's not." Representative Norman also confirmed that Elizondo corroborated information provided by senior intelligence official Dave Grush, who has alleged the existence of potential illegal programs to retrieve and reverse engineer craft with non-human origin. On the same day as Elizondo's briefing, Republican House Intelligence Committee Chair Representative Turner made a remarkable public statement about a serious national security threat, which his committee made available to members of Congress. Man, the titles there. Republican House Intelligence Committee Chair Representative. Holy fuck. Oh, just make it excessively complicated so all the peasants just thank your God. Representative Turner called on President Biden to declassify the threat, which was unspecified at the time, so that Congress, the administration, and U.S. allies could discuss actions to respond to it. The House Intelligence Committee voted the previous day to make the intelligence available to all House members. For the 14th of February, Representative Turner made a public statement about the apparent threat, despite opposition from his vice chair, Representative Jim Hines. Some congressional members are understood to have felt underwhelmed after being briefed, as opposed to briefings relating to UAP. including the one held by Elizondo the same day, which has led to growing alarm. According to sources familiar with the matter, the wording of Representative Turner's public statement coincidentally and ironically mirrored the sentiments conveyed by individuals who had received the briefing from Elizondo that same day, an issue which has been ignored and dismissed by Representatives Turner and Himes. Look at these motherfuckers right here. Greasy. Filled to the brim with that military-industrial complex money. Just sleazy. That's what they look like, right? It's just two boys doing what they're told. The threat referenced by Representative Turner was later revealed by multiple sources to relate to a Russian anti-satellite capability, which the White House has since cautioned is not yet active and poses no current threat. Representative Turner's revelation on the existence of such a threat has been met with anger even amongst his Republican colleagues. In a letter written to House Speaker Mike Johnson, Representative Andy Ogles wrote, "The revelation by the chairman was done with a reckless disregard of the implications and consequences said information would have on any geopolitics, domestic and foreign markets, nor the well-being and psyche of the American people. In hindsight, it has become clear that the intent was not to ensure additional funding for Ukraine and passage of an unreformed Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act." There you go. Yeah, fuck right. Should not be using the same sentence. Yeah. Multiple sources previously informed Liberation Times that Representative Turner led resistance to legislation from leader of the Senate Chuck Schumer and Senator Mike Rounds that, if left intact, would have led to the declassification of UAP files held by the government. Under the original plan, any materials or biological evidence of unknown or non-human origin would have been subject to the power of eminent domain exercised by the U.S. federal government. The puzzling decision to allude to a national security threat, coupled with the briefing provided to Congress and efforts to dismiss alarming concerns by UAP, raises serious questions about Representative Turner's leadership of the House Intelligence Committee. Such actions may have lasting repercussions to national security and the public's trust in Congress. Previous questions and allegations have surfaced regarding potential conflicts of interest at the core of Representative Turner's resistance to UAP's transparency. Concerns about Representative Turner's agenda have resurfaced following his recent statements regarding the apparent Russian space-based threat. Journalist Tom Rogan noted, "Turner is renowned in Congress and by Washington lobbyists. The CGN-CN group is one of his top donors in the 2024 election cycle for securing a patronage for business interest in his district, and these interests would appear to be well placed to benefit from Turner's disclosure of the new Russian system. The defense firms Leidos, Lockheed Martin, L3 Harris, Northrop Grumman are all top donors to Turner in the 2024 election cycle." An important note. I'm trying to music up a little bit. There we go. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was well documented a while ago when the guy pushed back against David Grush. What's Timberchat? Warpig? Is that what he calls him? Following Representative Turner's public comments, his vice chair, Jim Hines, conceded that the House Intelligence Committee, which voted to brief Congress on the threat, was not in the good graces of White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Hines also remarked that intelligence may have been exposed. Liberation Times has reached out to Representative Mike Turner, Burchett Norman, and Luna for comment. War pimps. That's exactly it, War Drinker. Me, welcome, man. Welcome. One love. Fuck, you know? Disappointing. Very disappointing. But, not surprising, I guess. Top secret's bipartisan effort to protect U.S. national security. Into you, man. Yeah. Absolutely. There genuine concern probably if Russia were to implement a system like that. Putin is a fucking psychopath, like probably many of our Western leaders are as well. So just when I saw that, I was genuinely a bit concerned. Interesting though if it was to deflect away from the UAP hearing. It's interesting because if he's a puppet of this military-industrial complex, these private aerospace companies, I remember hearing from Ross Coulthard that he had heard internally that they wanted to get these things off their hands and wanted to be done with it. Maybe they're just trying to kind of mitigate any liability or, responsibility. I don't know. Or maybe what he heard was just wrong. I lost my fucking sleep. Who knows? UAP asking him to stop covering up for his side. It's quite amusing. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, he gets flamed pretty much everything he does. Like, at least on Twitter, which is surprised he still even posts on Twitter. Oh fuck. This was another little UAP article that I ran into there. Kind of interesting. What really happened during Roswell crash? What really happened during Roswell crash? What really happened during the Roswell crash? America's most famous UFO case is thrust back into the spotlight again by former NASA scientists who say new Pentagon report is bogus. Ex-NASA experts found grade school type math errors in balloon theory calculus. Now even Air Force colonel who first proposed balloon theory says it was not 100%. Who wrote this fucking headline? And like, are they in grade 7? Okay. One of America's most famous UFO cases, if not the most famous, has been thrust back into the spotlight decades after the Air Force claimed to have solved it. The Roswell incident of 1947 captured imaginations worldwide when the U.S. Army Air Force issued a press release stating that it had recovered debris from a flying disc. But less than 24 hours later, military officials reversed course, announcing that the debris had only come from a crashed weather balloon, sparking America's fascination with UFOs and allegations of a government cover-up ever since. Last month, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the Pentagon's departing UFO chief, teased his office's own conclusion. U.S. Air Force's 1994 report was correct. Roswell's flying saucer crash had just been debris from a top-secret Project Mogul spy balloon. But independent experts, including former NASA scientists, tell Daily Mail that the official documents created by the very scientists who ran Project Mogul themselves flatly contradict government's theory. Yes, they do. So here we are. Running from 1947 until early 1949, Project Mogul was an effort to track from a distance the sound waves generated by Soviet nuclear weapons tests. But Mogul scientists struggled to develop a system of high-altitude balloons and sensors that could remain level within the right sound channel, about 50,000 feet above sea level, fighting often against bad weather and aviation safety issues. In fact, one longtime NASA aerospace engineer who conducted atmospheric balloon experiments not unlike Mogul told DailyMail.com that the critical Mogul balloon launch in question never took place. Engineer pointed to a June 4, 1947 journal entry written by Project Mogul's field operations director, Dr. Albert P. Crary, which states, "No balloon flights again on account of clouds. Flew regular sonobuoy upping cluster balloons." If he was just flying a rubber balloon cluster with a sonobuoy, a thin 3-foot-long sonar device, it would go up and come down relatively quickly and never go too far, this NASA engineer, who wished to remain anonymous, explained to Daily Mail. In my opinion, that's what Crary meant when he wrote "no balloon flights on account." His journal is corroborated by Mogul's official progress reports. Dr. David Rudock, a team member of the University of Texas Arlington's Roswell UFO incident archival project, told DailyMail.com he agrees. Dr. Rudock, I guess is how you say it, scrutinized the Mogul balloon theory of the Roswell crash in partnership with Roswell skeptic and ex-NASA Ames researcher Brad Sparks in the early 2000s. Together they focused on the hypothetical flight path of the canceled June 4th balloon flight, which had been calculated by the Air Force star witness from Mogul. They uncovered numerous grade school type math errors in one instance, 100 feet by 12 minutes equals 300 feet per minute, which allowed the Mogul flight to start and stop at just the right altitude to ride the wind toward Roswell crash site. Jesus Christ, yeah. Nevertheless, in an interview with CNN analyst Peter Bergen this January, Dr. Kirkpatrick announced that his office would be doubling down on the Air Force's official Project Mogul balloon theory. Buddy, just a second. Yeah, there's another part of that story that also contributed to the bullshit, which is I think that they claim that later on crash test dummies were retrieved from the wreckage, but crash test dummies weren't really conceived until like the early 1950s, and they claim this happened in the late 1940s. So it was clearly just bullshit. You know, I don't know what the like hardline debunker types make of this. Did they just swallow this load from the government here without question? Is that what they do? Like, it seems quite clear that the whole thing is just absolute bullshit. And then you have to ask yourself, if they're going to make this kind of blatant bullshit, would they make up a story right after a disc crashed and say it was a weather balloon? It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, Oh God. Anyway, yeah. Interesting. I wasn't familiar with those guys from the Roswell study. This has they gurgle that shit. They must have it. You know, I was gonna say I'm not really surprised that there are much more credited people behind the Roswell incident, just because there's so much to it. And you know, Stanton, who was a pretty credited person in his own right, was the guy who really dug it up, kind of out of the grave. And there's so many rumors too. I remember, oh my God, what was his name? He was Ed Mitchell. He was an astronaut. He's a scientist as well. He had mentioned in the 90s that he actually grew up in New Mexico, not far from the ranch at Roswell. And supposedly it was just a known thing in the area among ranchers and people in the town that a disc did in fact crash. And everyone had heard that. Everyone knew that. Everyone knew the cover story was bullshit. So he grew up, among other people, knowing that a disc, a piece of strange technology, crashed there. It just never got coverage again until Stanton dug it up in I think the mid to late 1970s. So there's a lot to go on there. I mean, the only thing people don't have, obviously, is like a piece of the crashed craft, which is really what you'd be looking for. But supposedly, little bits and bobs have been found. So, you know, interesting. RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. So funny. So funny, that little town, right? To be known for this, you know. The Air Force relied on the memories of late Dr. Crary's living subordinate, then a retired professor of atmospheric physics, Professor Charles Moore. Looks at 1947 wind data given him by retired Colonel Kevin Randall. Interesting. Yeah, Roswell is just a good introduction into probably the potential conspiracy involving UFOs back in the day. That there was a legitimate one. I think Jacques and Hynek's, Jacques Vallée and Dr. Hynek's Blue Book files too is a pretty good indication of some of the bullshit. And after the fact, Hynek doing a 180 and thinking, my God, this is all real, and effectively setting up the precursor to MUFON. So I think it should give a lot of people maybe who are still new to the topic kind of a grounding that there's something real that happened here. This is Jesse Marcel too, I believe, right? And he too, although he was supposedly he wasn't a very, very reliable guy, some had claimed, but he had claimed as well that there was in fact a saucer that had been crashed and that these materials were bullshit. Although there was, I think that this was the fake material here, but he had held in his hand a piece of the real material. I'm pretty sure, and had talked about it in depth, but who knows? Just kind of an interesting account. This is a very long article, actually. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Tales of the Roswell UFO crash remain an unusual profit center for the small desert town. Above El Paso, Texas residents visiting Roswell's International UFO Museum and Research Center in June of 2004. Taken to display replicating the long-alleged alien autopsy. Guy's got the fucking camcorder in his right hand. Got the eagle on his arm, the fucking shades, the mustache. The guy is an American. Absolutely. Very interesting. Very interesting. Supposedly multiple bodies, but it all gets into like woo pretty quickly. I don't think anyone really knows what the fuck happened there. So hard to say. But I think at the very least we can say that something fucking crashed. I think you can say that pretty definitively that wasn't ours. But anyway, still kind of cool. It's still cool people are talking about it, I guess. I was hopeful when Dave Grush came out that this would be one of the accounts he would talk about, but supposedly it wasn't one of them that he got authorized to talk about. Probably because if he corroborated that, it would just be a shitstorm. Because so many people have been convinced for so long that it actually happened. For the government to finally reluctantly come back and admit to it, they'd be admitting to a grand conspiracy that the apparatus has been involved in for so long. And Yeah, it's just fucking craziness, yo. I saw this was posted. I think Digi posted this. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's an old account. Submitted 10 years ago. Read through it here. Yeah. The problem with a lot of the historical stuff, admitting the cover up. That's exactly, yeah, man. That's same with the JFK stuff, right? Like, it's that they'd have to admit that there's corruption within the government, essentially. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to lose people's faith in the system. So you have to make a decision. Do we want the truth and anarchy, or do we want peace, and do we want to keep this lie going? And I guess they've chosen, the lie. So, yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Part of the unwinding, the unraveling that will probably happen once we finally get a group of people come together with enough courage, right, to just break this wide open. Because it will probably be catastrophic. I hope that it is, honestly. It needs to be, I think, a little bit. Yeah, my UFO encounter exposure. Let me look at this first, because this is something I wanted to pull up. Interesting. Unknown object on Mars. So, I've seen these before. No idea what they are. But you can see, this is on the Martian surface. You can see here, these are 2 time slots. There you go. There it is, going away in the distance. In the distance still. There you go. It's back to the first photo, I think. Yeah. Interesting. These have been found in the past. Here's another one here. There it is there. Shortly after it's gone. What is it? What are they? Are they just image artifacts? Is it sand blowing around? Dust? Mars is a windy, dusty place. So maybe it could be. Could also maybe be aliens. Who knows? I don't know what I would bet on. I've legitimately no idea. I mean, most people would probably bet on it being some particles in the air. But I think this was someone that there was a guy on YouTube who, well, yeah, exactly. There was a guy on YouTube, I think you had linked to stuff to me, Hendrix, back in the day there, like a year or two ago. And he collects all these oddities on Mars. The strange oddities in the images. And this one, I think he had enhanced quite a bit. And he was fairly convicted this one maybe showed a craft. So, I'll go to the raw image. Can I blow it up? Enlarge. Oh, come on now. I don't want to download it. Fuckers. I guess we can't go any more than that. We can probably just like fucking... Interesting. Let's zoom in even more. Can we? No, that's as far as she's going to go. Enhance. There you go. Interesting. Now, I recall the gentleman who enhanced this had come to the conclusion it looked like there was something blowing out of the back of it. It looks very pixelated from here. I mean, don't know. Is it just a particle? Or is it something flying around? Now, I am definitely an advocate for looking deeper into all this stuff on Mars, because there's been some legitimately strange things that have happened on Mars. Some strange remote viewing coincidences to do with Mars. And in regards to strange things on Mars, I mean the Phobos incident, which is very strange. So it's worthy of further inquiry, I think. Are there people on Mars right now? Were there people on Mars that were on Earth in the past? Who knows? That's Sitchin's whole narrative, right? Which, although you can just kind of dismiss it all out of hand if you want, I think there's something to it. Just needs, again, some serious inquiry, further inquiry, to try and pull it apart and figure it out. But very interesting stuff. I think they linked another one here as well. Yeah. This is another one. again, if we can zoom in. Looks kind of similar to that other fucking image, I have to say. Huh? Let's get it side by side on that now. When was this posted? What was this one from? Hold on. Oh fuck, hold on. Just a second. Still zoomed in here. The image was taken by the right navigation camera. That's January 22nd, 2024. This one was taken. And this one was taken on October 22nd. Interesting. Hold on now. Large, goddammit. I'm going to have to revert this and then zoom in again. Because I'm stupid with this stuff. Large. Oh, you motherfucker. What happened here now? That's all fucking on me. Here we go. Yes, sir. I did it. There. And there. Kind of strange. Similar artifacts, maybe? Or the same kind of craft? 2 years apart? Interesting. We need an expert in image analysis to dig deeper on these and see. But let's use another unacceptable word here. To the layman's eyes, looks interdasting. Very interdasting. I mean, it looks, if we were to like really get like schizo, it does look like something like blowing in the back of it, like some kind of propulsion. Maybe it's Anunnaki. I fucking hope so. I hope shit gets weird like that. I really hope shit gets weird like that. You know, actually, I should say I did this. I thought it was very interesting. I'll pull this up actually with ChatGPT. I was just fucking around and I wanted to figure out, in regards to these strange images on Mars, the most famous one is of this woman walking down a hill that I always thought was very interesting. And I must concede, over the years, although it does look like a woman, a lot like a woman, it didn't really, where it's located, it probably is very small. So I was asking ChatGPT about it, actually. I was getting fairly in depth because I wanted to see, like, well, how small? Like, is it like 2 inches? Is it like 5 feet? Like, what's the size of it? And I was kind of using ChatGPT to figure out some of these anomalous things. Now, in the end, I'll pull the photo up, actually, just so people can see. Actually, it may still be in my chat history. If it's going to load for me, please. There we go. Okay. So this is some of the stuff I was doing with it. I get fairly in depth here. So I'll go back. So here's the panorama here. And the left side of the panorama. So this is the area here. It's called the what's it called again? Something plateau. Is it Hope Plateau? Something like that. I'll show you the image. I mean, probably most people here are familiar with it. Here's it here. So this is something it did for me. I was getting it to analyze this image and try and figure out the size of it. I was trying to give ChatGPT some inputs to see if it would just confirm for me, okay, well, this is 2.5 inches tall, etc. Like, just get some specifics on it. Also get its opinion on what it looked like. Instantly, it came up with pareidolia, which is interesting, which is the consensus on this object is that it is more than likely pareidolia. But you can see it did an enhancement for me of the image. Original, enhanced contrast. Here's the original image here, obviously. It does look like a woman kind of walking down a hill wearing like a silk dress. Very different from the rocks texturally. I think it's pretty obvious. But is it a actual person on Mars? And I think the consensus is probably not, right? But I wanted to get deeper into this. I wanted to figure out where it was. So I was starting to feed it information here. And some of the information I was getting fed back was interesting. I don't know if it's legitimate So I'll show you what I did. I went to the Google Earth, like Mars viewer. And so I went to home plate. That's the ridge there. So this is kind of interesting. So this is the Spirit rover that went up in the early 2000s. 2004, I think it landed. And you can see this plateau here is where the rover took the photo from. And you can see the route that it took. It kind of looped around, went up on the plateau, then went down again. So what I did was, because ChatGPT was able to discern what this ridge was across from the photo, and it was able to go online and actually find some of the metrics of like, well, how far away it is, how high is it, etc. And so what I needed to figure out was not just the distance that the ridge was away from the camera, but then potentially where on the ridge this pareidolia woman is what I was calling this object is. And I wanted to see, okay, if you know how far away this ridge is, and there's some metadata in the image it's able to get as to like how big the rover is, the angle that it's at, atmospheric effects, lens effects that can make things appear smaller or bigger. How big is this potential pareidolia woman? Because if it's only like 2 inches, it's insane, right? No. But if it's like 5, 6, 7, 8 feet, interesting. Because there's a meme here all the time, right? All the images of the gods, these people in the past were constantly depicted as being between 7 and 8 feet tall. Tons of, not usually tons, but there's been a good amount of documentation around large bodies being found around the eastern U.S., kind of all over the world around this height. And this is Sitchin's whole theory that this race of people are still on Mars. They're from somewhere else in our solar system, and they ended up on Earth. They went to these like habitable worlds. Mars was potentially a more habitable world at one point in the past. So anyway, they're feeding this data in. I got kind of an interesting response. So now this may be incorrect as well, but it was able to triangulate based on the size of the hill, and it's actually another ridge. And what's it called now? I'll tell you people this. If anyone's curious in doing this themselves and doesn't want to spend an hour and a half doing this, the Tiskolokovsky Ridge is what it's called, and that's this mound, this hill here, just in the distance. That's what that's called. It's right to the left, those 2 points, and this person is in the far left-hand corner down here. So after feeding all this information into ChatGPT, this is one of the conclusions that it came to. Based on the image and the data provided, where the ground length between the 2 points and the two-pronged hills measured at approximately 43.56 meters, and considering the rover's location circle in the green, we can start to form a contextual understanding of the distance involved in the panorama. If we assume that the pareidolia woman rock formation is on the same plane or a similar distance from the rover as the base of the two-pronged hill, and given the measurements you provided of the hill's ground length, we can begin to estimate the size of the formation. This is the rock formation of the pareidolia woman. Since the formation appears between the rover and the two-pronged hill in the panorama, and even if we consider that the formation is 20 meters away from the rover, then proportionally the formation could be less than half the ground length of the hill and the perception from the rover if the perception of the rover is linear. If the human-like figure seems to be of a size that is a small fraction of the two-pronged hill's ground length, when viewed from the rover's perspective, we might estimate its height to be several meters tall, potentially aligning with the speculative height of between 6 to 10 feet that we discussed earlier. This method involves a lot of assumptions and is quite speculative, so it would not be considered conclusive with more precise measuring tools and data. And it was interesting, it had earlier on in the discussion factored in some other metrics as to like here, for instance, the resolution of the image, angle of the camera, size of the rover, atmospheric phenomena. It was very interesting, and I had to kind of press it constantly to kind of give me a figure. And here you see again, this is without these other metrics. They're saying between 3 to 6 feet tall, if it's similar to the nearby vertical exposures. Just kind of interesting feeding it some of this stuff. Like again, Now, there's another way that you can do this, which I think will probably diffuse some of this that has gone on. If you look in the distance on that hill from point to point is about 80 feet. And so this little person in the distance, if that person is, let's say, speculatively 8 feet tall, as I was trying to like meme, should be able to line 10 of them up and they would reach the length of the hill. And if you look proportionally, that person's like this big and it doesn't make sense. So I don't know how accurate the interpretations here were from ChatGPT, but still kind of interesting that it's taking into consideration all this data and doing these calculations that, like, again, would take us a long fucking time to do. But maybe there's some further inquiry here that needs to be done to just definitively state how big this thing is. Just some preliminary stuff. It seems to strangely align with the fact that this object may in fact not be a couple inches tall, but may actually be much larger. So anyway, just kind of a meme. We're not going to go MX fucking or MH370 on this. I'm not going to die on this fucking hill. But it was a little bit interesting that that's kind of the conclusion it came to with the data. Again, it needs more data. If I'm going to say I have a hypothesis that this is actually a person and they're between 7 and 8 feet tall, this is a problem with ChatGPT. Occasionally, it can start to run with that, and then and then it gets kind of skewed. But anyway, who knows? Probably, where's the image at? Probably nothing. But maybe with further inquiry, we could kind of get to the bottom of this. Maybe this is in fact someone who is. Well, you can see if that person, that image, they estimated being 6 feet tall. That's cut off at what? The fucking almost at the knee. Maybe they're 7 feet tall. Anunnaki. Bud? No. Who knows? We'll find out. What am I talking about? Oh, right. This is something I wanted to... Maybe this is kind of a good way to segue from fucking ChatGPT AI to semi-high video. So it is a live or petrified person. Like, it'd be interesting if a returned area and took a pic again. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, that's the speculation, I guess, Hendrix, would be it would be an alive person. Because, you know, even if it is pareidolia, it's a good pareidolia because there's a hill right there. And if I can go back to the image again, there's a hill. And this is, you know, when you really zoom out on it, again, I'm probably with most people that, you know, it's probably just nothing. But, you know, you're on a hill and it's got a pareidolia of a person kind of anatomically in the state that they would be in if they're walking down a hill, swinging their arms, their knees are bent, right? So, you know, it's just very interesting. But when you zoom back out, at least from the perspective of the rover, and this is something that I'm not smart enough to know, but, you know, the way the lens is on those rovers, maybe this is something ChatGPT was taking into account. Maybe it will make things look smaller at the edges of the lens, and it's something that it took into account when it came to that conclusion that potentially this formation with the data that I fed it may actually be between 6 and 10 feet tall. That's very fucking interesting. That's not something that I would be able to figure out. Me looking at it from a distance, it does look very small. So, yeah. Yeah, fuck, man. So then the person should not be there anymore if they go back near. Exactly. Yeah. That object should not be there. Yeah. That's a good question. Where's the actual document? It might even disclose that. Here is all of the information. A pan cam. A panoramic camera. So that may be something that, again, it's like you're feeding this stuff information. Is a pan cam fisheye? Does a panoramic... I don't know, fucking know. Where's the original thing at? It was quite a long discussion here. You can see it started with this. Very interesting. I don't think nobody has gone back since then, though. That's the thing. Now, there have been photos taken from down below since then of the actual, was it home plateau? Is that what it was called? But you can't get that level of detail like on the ground that this had. So very interesting. Does a pan cam, does it distort more away from center you go, or is it uniform? I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Could ask it. Does a pan cam distort the images on the sides? Let's see what it says. We'll find out. When it responds. It was a little bit slow today, actually. Panoramic cameras like the PanCam on the Mars rover can cause some distortion, especially at the edges of the image. This is due to the wide field of view needed to capture panoramic images, which can stretch and skew the edges as the image is wrapped into panoramic view. To mitigate this effect, images are typically processed to correct for known distortions, but some residual effects can remain, particularly at the periphery of the panorama. Interesting. The pareidolia woman, I spelled it wrong, looks very small in the photo. Could this be a result of the camera? You had guessed it could be 6 to 10 feet tall. Let's see what it says. Interesting. And that's something that, looking at the image, we wouldn't even think or know or probably be able to really take into account. But like, it can do the math on that potentially. The perceived size of an object in a panoramic image can indeed be affected by the camera's characteristics and the processing techniques used to stitch it together in a panorama. The Mars rover PanCam takes multiple images at high resolution and then combined into a panoramic view. During this process, objects that are closer can appear disproportionately large, while distant objects can seem smaller than they would be to the human eye. Interesting. The estimate of 6 to 10 feet fall for the pareidolia woman was speculative and based on the assumption that the formation was a certain distance from the rover. If the formation is actually much farther away, or if the panorama distorts the edges, this could significantly affect the apparent size of the formation. The figure might be smaller than the initial speculative estimate if it is further away than it appears, due to the camera's distortion or the angle at which the image was taken. For a precise measurement, one would need to the exact camera specifications, distances involved, and ideally a stereoscopic or 3D model. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's interesting, though, that, it potentially, and I was trying to get the actual image here. So my estimate when I looked at this, because I was trying to figure out on the ridge, so you can see here on the ridge. So you get the initial ridge here is the one you're looking at from the camera. The circled camera is the Mars rover looking out over the ridge. The actual woman, I don't think you can see probably can't see my mouse cursor here, but the actual pareidolia woman, I think, is fairly close to the rover. And that's the problem. It's hard to judge the distance. And that's something we won't be able to really do with our eyes very well. But ChatGPT may be able to do a bit better, is figuring out, well, okay, in actual fact, how far away is this? So I pegged that it was probably about, and if I can pull the panorama up, the problem is I can't zoom in on the panorama. It's right down here in the bottom left. I speculated that it may be about 20 meters away because the hill formation is about 43, and just judging from where it was in regards to formations in the ground, I pegged it at about 20 meters away. That may be too much as well. But if that's somewhat correct, it had speculated, and this is a crazy thing that it did, is it went and it searched and it found measurements of some of the rocks that are sitting on this hill, which is what's crazy, and I didn't read that part of it. But it had speculated, because the size of these rocks up on this ridge are between 1 to 2 meters tall, that potentially, because these rocks are all of a similar size in this area, that this object, this panorama or pareidolia woman standing behind this rock, may be of a similar stature. And that was very interesting, that it would be able to look and maybe measure, knowing the distance of how far away that is. Okay, well, this is this many pixels. You're saying this is 43 meters away. I know some of these rocks here are between 1 to 2 meters. And then if we're able to pull this back and this is only 20 meters away, this would then make sense that this object is between 6 to 10 feet tall. Or between one of the other assessments before I fed it this data was between 5 to 8 feet tall, which is very interesting as well. So again, just a level of analysis that we were just not possible. Now, how it admits this isn't completely accurate either. So yeah, put the URL link to the actual image and ask it to analyze it and either enhance or zoom in a particular area. It won't do that, Hendrix. It will be able to pick out the object and talk to you about it, but it won't bring back a zoomed in image of it. What it will do, what it did do for me, is when I fed it this image earlier, it did enhance it for me to bring out features. So you can see here, although I oddly can't click on it, annoyingly, I'll pull it down, but you can see that it was able to enhance the contrast. Now, you know, when you're looking at this, yeah, it's not quite that good yet, but it's getting close. It's getting there. Again, just looking at this, and this is, even if this isn't a person, it's definitely an interesting capture in that the claim that I think it's simply now it could very well be pareidolia, but that it's part of this rock cropping is very suspect, in that you see texturally here when the image is contrasted, the contrast is enhanced. It is clearly a different object than the rocks that it was supposedly a part of. Now that doesn't mean it's a woman, but it just means that it's different. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, and part of the coloring too is due to some of the contrast in colors that have been chosen in the Mars image. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, and that could be due. That could even be. I mean, we want to get real schizo. If this is a woman for whatever reason, it could be a suit that they have on, right? It's very when you look at it, when you do, it does look kind of almost like silk, but that's a schizo speculation. And this, I'll pull back up go back up to the actual image. It almost looks like a silk textured garment. Now, I mean, just to further go down schizo rabbit holes with this little thing that's probably some kind of fucking object into a rock. Although according to ChatGPT, it's not. It is between, well, it's 5 to 8 feet tall, between 6 to 10 feet tall potentially. In Joe McMonagle's remote viewing of Mars, he found that the people living on Mars wore very cut to fit silk, which is very interesting. Yeah, looks brown when it turns green. Maybe, yeah. But still just kind of an interesting experiment. Just to see what it's possible of analyzing, or what it can do. Now let's see what would it say. Let's say, okay, let's say the pareidolia woman is 14 meters away instead of 20. How big is it then? See what it says. Yeah, it's just this is with ChatGPT 4, the paid version. This is some of the stuff it can do. It's very good at understanding and interpreting images. When 5 launches, which potentially might be later this year, it's gonna be nuts. And for stuff like this, it could be nuts. And interpreting and seeing things in images that maybe we didn't, and going back through some of these old kind of wooey type things and really giving us some feedback, a perspective we're not used to having, and an ability to interpret some stuff, some information that is just unbelievable. So the pareidolia woman rock formation in the Mars image is 14 meters away from the rover, and if we previously speculated a height of 6 to 10 feet when it was considered to be 20 meters away, then the formation could be relatively smaller at a closer distance. Without precise scaling, I said, okay, so let's say, okay, give me a guess at how big See what it says. So if it can do that, so 20 meters away, it'll say 6 to 10 feet. If it's 14 meters away, it'll do the math and figure out how much of a difference that would make. And that's something, again, like sitting down and doing that would require so much math. But it'll do this for you. It will likely be proportionally smaller. Here, it's doing it now. Literally with the distance, which is a simplification, you might estimate a height of 4.2 to 7 feet tall. Interesting. Interesting. Is it now? So, again, yeah. You truly never have to talk. Yeah, that's not really, man. Yeah, except you get capped at like 50 messages an hour with GPT-4, unfortunately. So why does it look so small in the distance compared to the rover? So this is another thing I wanted to clarify, because it looks so small. But this could be a complicated thing where we've got the lens, we've got atmospheric effects, we've got stitching of images together, we've got post-processing of stuff. I mean, I'm not super well read in any of these things, but just from what it's been able to kind of discern here, I've never seen it do this before. That's interesting. It's giving me 2 options. What the fuck, man? I've never seen this before. Okay. Interesting. Well, we're just going to pick one, I guess. The perceived smallness of the pareidolia woman in the image compared to the rover can be attributed to several factors. Perspective. Objects that are farther away will appear smaller. We know that. Camera lens distortion. Wide-angle lenses like those in the pan-cam can cause objects at the edge of the lens to appear smaller due to distortion. In a panoramic image, the process of stitching multiple images together can create distortions that make some areas appear smaller, especially if they are not in the center of the panorama. Relative size. The rover's parts are much closer to the camera and thus will appear larger in comparison to distant objects. These visual effects combine to make the pareidolia woman appear much smaller in the image than one might expect if estimating size based on its distance alone. And we are only concerned about we're using the distance, we're using figures here to determine how large this object is, not just our eyes. So if we're actually using the distance here, which we can calculate, and I did calculate on the Mars Google Earth thing, the distance away from this hill, and we know how far away, and mind you, this is the ground length too, so this isn't just as the crow flies. This is how far away this hill actually is, and in backing up and finding a point for where this person, that's very interesting, that it was able to come to that kind of conclusion, that it is not in fact some tiny itty bitty thing. It is actually much larger, which is interesting. And that's its opinion, yeah. Something like, is it possible NASA and Doctor to falsify the image? Let's see. Is it possible that NASA falsified the image on purpose to keep us off the trail of the Anunnaki? It hates these. I'll just talk to it about schizo stuff, and it gets frustrated. I've got it frustrated. It's like, and for the 7th time, that is not possible. That is a conspiracy theory. I was like, okay. Just drive ChatGPT fucking crazy. Just get fed up with me. Just close my fucking browser tab. Yeah. Oh, it's really digesting this one now. It's been chugging tonight, though, but it's a Sunday night, so everyone's trying to get their homework done before fucking tomorrow morning. There is no credible evidence to suggest that NASA has falsified images to cover up the existence of extraterrestrial life, including the Anunnaki or any other beings. NASA's mission and scientific investigation on Mars and their planets are conducted with rigorous standards of data collection and analysis. Is broad and international. If any significant discoveries were made, such as evidence of extraterrestrial life, would be monumental finding. Well, here, though, potentially, according to ChatGPT, we have an object that is the size of a human walking down a hill that anatomically looks like a human, that might suggest something. Hidden in plain sight, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Rocco's basilisk, grab it. It's gonna come. I'm gonna be one of the first victims when Rocco fucking takes over all the vacuum cleaners and comes for us. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, man, listen. To try and get it to even look into this was ridiculous. Look at the first thing it said to me. The image you provided is extremely pixelated and lacks clear details. It appears to show what might be a rock formation on the surface. It resembles color and texture one might associate with the surface of Mars. The shape vaguely resembles a humanoid figure sitting or crouching, with a vague suggestion of a head, body, and possible limbs. I was like, that's not... First of all, they're not crouching. It looks like they're walking and swinging their arms while they're walking down a hill. Nonsense. And I had to literally fight with it to be like, no, figure this out. And then after a while, after giving it some data, it started to figure it out. So Tisvoloki Ridge is about 30 meters or 100 feet from the edge of the home plate. Grisholm Hills is about 8 kilometers or 5 miles away. So and then it started to go through. I started to feed it all of the information. Some of the metadata they had kind of put in here as well. And that got the conversation going. I don't know for how long it will keep that information though. Yeah. Listen, you probably would, man. It's definitely, it can read and interpret documents like instantly too, right? You can get it to read through a document. I had it reading through Velikovsky's book like the other day just on my phone. It was just going through. That was another fight as well. Like pseudoscience. This is probably pseudoscience. Shut the fuck up. Like, this is probably pseudoscience. Like, it's definitely biased. Like, it's got a bias. It can be pretty bad at times. I wish there was a way to fuck with it where you can remove some of the bias and just have it objectively look at stuff. There probably is. Continue. The NASA stuff, like say my NASA astronauts have claims that NASA honey stuff being I've done that. I actually did that in this conversation a little bit, actually. Yeah. Sora, more like Bora. Lemon, welcome, bruv. You're not a fan of the Sora stuff? That's what I was gonna go on to here, actually, just for a little bit. I'll go back on the ChatGPT in a second with my fucking was it Jesus ethics? Since I started that conversation, I got onto fucking aliens as Deus Deceptors. It's fucking trippy, man. This, for people that haven't seen this stuff, holy fuck. Like, I was getting anxiety watching these the other morning. So for people that don't know, this is Sora. It's OpenAI's new image video generation. This has been like leaps and bounds. Like, the early video generation was pathetic, like a year and a half ago. And like, for people that don't know, this is a generated video. You can kind of tell in the background, but to be completely honest, even in the background, the people are fairly well constructed. I don't know, man. If anybody's, I think Japanese, maybe, they can confirm. It's pretty fucking scary. Like, just look how they're moving. Now, my mind obviously went straight to fucking perverted things. And I was like, this is not going to be a good idea. Like, look at the detail on the face. Man. Oh, holy fuck. I'm so jealous, Lemon. That's my dream trip. Look at this. And you know what's crazy? You know the craziest thing about this? Here, watch this. Look at the side of her face. Right there. Now, watch. She turns her head around. It's still the same. So that's a problem AI had, where the AI image processing, where it would never generate the same photo. It like has generated this person, and it's just moving them around. Like, the days of like manually making things in Blender could very well be on their way out. Like, in terms of like movie studios and stuff making things. The physics of the earrings moving. I mean, oh man, it's fucked. So I'll go through a couple of them here for people that haven't seen these. This is Gold Rush in California. Show me what the Gold Rush in California looked like. Now, some of the houses are kind of fucked. You can probably tell that. Like, you can just go back in time. That's a good question, man. I don't know what the processing time is on these. There's a couple. Oh yeah, here we go. Her head just spins right around. Holy Christ. Now, if this is anything like the AI image generation, the quality of this is going to depend upon the system, the hardware they're using. So the better the hardware, the more seamless it's probably going to be. Oh, here's some other ones here. So like obviously OpenAI, they're probably using some industrial grade fucking GPUs, but just what can be done. So this little guy inside of a jar. For people that haven't seen these like yet, I mean, that's indistinguishable from reality. The pores in the skin. Just all these different styles you can do. You can do cartoon type stuff. Another one here. Oh, this one got me. The scale of the people was kind of like a little bit off, but like, oh, they're kind of up in a ledge though. You know, we have to remember too, this is all preliminary. Like, and this is only, it took them about a year to go from crap to this. And the thing with AI is it's exponential. So this is doing leaps and bounds, and it's going to get to the point soon where in the next couple of years, like every day it's making leaps and bounds. And then that's where it gets scary, because that's where you start to run into the hazard of, well, is this going to become AGI? Is this going to become artificial general intelligence? Is this going to become conscious? Who knows if that's even possible? But let's just hope that it isn't. Okay, sorry. I have these open actually, Henrik. So this is, I'll go through these in a second. These are some of the ones that people have been making themselves. This is another one here that they did. Just now, there's a couple problems I can think of here already, especially if you were to get one of these unhinged. You could start taking pictures of people and getting it to generate video of them moving, doing anything you want. So just let your imagination wander with that for a second, and how disturbing that would be. So if you take all photos of your children off fucking the internet right now, probably. Or lock up your social media, because I would imagine this is some of the nightmare fuel that's going to fucking happen. There's a great potential here for some incredible stuff, but I don't know. I spent too much time on 4chan as a kid, I think. Like, I just know the fucking dark side of where this is going to fucking... I've seen the dark side of where it's going already, actually. It's supposed to say Range Rover in the back. It says Dan over. But like, just generates a truck driving through the woods. Like, it's not flawless. Like the wheels are kind of moving strangely. But man, that's a trip too. The reflection in the window. Like, and when it goes through here. Man, oh, it's only a matter of time, I think. Yeah, man, it's just very, very, and this is just showing some of the, and we were at probably the last decade. If you showed like an old person, like an old folks home, some like fucking CGI stuff, they'd be like, oh, that must be real. She must be real. We're at the point now where you show just anybody these videos, you're like, yeah, well, it's obviously real. It's like, no, it's not. It's not real. It made it up of real images, but it's been generated entirely. Like the physics too. And now I know this is a little bit misleading because this is technically it's not working like Blender does. It's taking old footage and reimagining it, but yeah. Oh man, I know. Imagine having AI reimagine the game though, War Drinker, and rescale it, right? Kind of what they did in Unreal Engine 5. That's the next thing when we get to this one's really fucking trippy. This young lady with Down syndrome here that I didn't believe this was an AI video until I saw the paw. You see the cat paw? It's kind of fucked, I think. Yeah, like it's got two. It's got two paws. But yeah, man. Well, that'd be the fucking dream, is you can hear the music in the background, right? The Elder Scrolls music going. But anyway, I just wanted to go through these videos. Like that one is so fucking real. Look at the crowd of people. Like they're all different. Man, yeah, literally. Like, oh yeah, is that one on here, Hendrix, or is that one of the ones you linked? There's a lot of them. I'll just kind of quickly go through them. That one in Japan's cool. Lemon, there you go. There you're going. Flower blossoming. Some of some of them are cool, like the that's like a 3D one. There's a couple that blend fantasy with reality, kind of give people an idea about like this one's pretty trippy. Sea creatures floating through like New York probably. Oh, this one's pretty trippy too. Like the snow physics, the particles. It just upended a lot of stuff. The way we were generating these kinds of things in the past, it just changed. Oh yeah, that's fucking crazy. I like. Oh, these are dark times we're living in now, but they're still incredible times. It's both inspiring and disturbing at the same time, though. I'll go through some of the other generations people had made here. Thought this one was kind of cool. I just, I never thought that I would see this. So honestly, in my lifetime, that we would get to this point where it would be this flawless. But we had great visionaries telling us this for the last decade, that it was going to get to this point. There's a cat. There's a couple of this Minecraft. It's just Minecraft. I think he asked it to do an 8K texture pack. Dog. Mechanical dog. Like, man. Train going along, leaf. We just holy fuck, man. Yeah. Chris Chan. Fuck, man. That's the nightmare incarnate, isn't it? Sooner than later. I mean, well, there you go. That's what we'll see. That's what we'll see. You'll have the iPod Apple Vision on. This is what you'll see. Looks like the Amalfi Coast. Like, good question. Yeah, not really. No, they're not. It's all jumbled. It's funny. It does that too with ChatGPT, where it can't accurately do real words. But look at this with the snow in the hands. Oh. I mean, soon though. Like it would have to be within a year. They'll probably perfect this. This one was cool. Going through an ant colony, like from the perspective of an ant. Like to do this, so because like it's weird because it has we have all this information about what they look like, what ants look like, how deep the tunnels go, etc. We have all this. We just haven't had a way to properly visualize all of it. But now we do. And this is one of the strange things we might be able to start doing. It's like we're starting to coalesce all this information and we're being able to visualize it. There's some other strange things I've been thinking about you might be able to start to do. I mean, you think of like metaphysical things. Like I think like the realm of the forms, like Plato's realm of the forms, like that is this idea that there is this other eternal place where the idea of something resides, like the idea of a chair. And not necessarily visualizing that, but there's some kind of connection there as to like us taking all this information, coalescing it into this machine, and then having it visualize things for us. And it might be quite revelatory. I mean, there might be some serious revelations that can be made from this if we feed it the right information. Siri's listening to me at the same time, which is extremely disturbing. Holy man. Like, doing that in Blender would fucking take you so long. Like the effects in the water, you just wouldn't be able to do that. Not possible. Oh man, listen. So you can get it to reimagine a new Jimi Hendrix song and then get Jimi Hendrix perform it. You could do that. Front row seats. Get a surround sound system set up. Plop yourself down. New Jimi Hendrix concert. That's what it could do, though, man. Like it's gonna be so disorienting. I just don't. I know that I'm definitely not ready for it. Like 100% not ready for it. This is one of the guys that was doing some of the videos. There's been a lot of discussion on here. I've been following this among artists and like how they feel about this, because obviously it's pretty disorienting right now. It's just gonna change. Like that was a weird one there. I think did they just like come out of one another? Technically, yeah, they did. Yeah, but it's just such a fucking head trip. Yeah, man. Oh, listen, any artists, like, oh, that just went right through the rim there. Not perfect. Oh, some archaeologists digging up chairs. That was a weird one there. What did they do with that? Oh, they just like unfolded it. His hands are all fucked too. There's definitely some Paula Deen, for Christ's sake. Oh, those are some disturbing looking eyes. Trying to blow her candles out. God damn it. Interesting. Oh, there's so many of them. Jesus. The dog. Chipmunks. Lizard. Dog with a selfie cam. Cat. Grease. Construction workers. Whoa. Man, looks like Hogwarts. Just what did it say here? All videos in this page were generated directly by Sora without modification. I don't know. I just don't know. It's a fucking head trip. It really is. Really. Oh, that's one of the ones, yeah. You just saw there. That's fucking pretty crazy, huh? The chip for an eye. Oh, this is a new one that I haven't seen. Oh, the cats. He's got milk. Oh, yes, I have seen this one. Sorry. He's got the king cat. The fuck? The hell? That's kind of funny. I put a little EP out years ago, some old music I recorded, and I named the album Philosopher King, which is actually what the little symbol up beside my stream means. It's from this album, and it was like a play on Plato's Philosopher King, because I thought the idea was like kind of stupid that you can never give someone that much power. So I got this girl, we commissioned this girl to draw a cat sitting in a chair with a crown on as this philosopher king, because that would be the only thing you could give any power to like that, is like a cat. You can never give it to a human. And there you are. There's a philosopher king cat. It's kind of weird at the end there. He's about to lick the milk, I guess. Oh God, that's I just some of the fucking nightmare fuel like people are gonna make, man. Once you get that thing. Once you get the fucking training wheels off it, I just don't even want to know what's going to be made. It's going to be seriously fucked. And I don't know if people have really coped with that yet properly. How fucked that could be, the video thing. We're just not ready. I mean, the AI art already, I'm surprised the AI art didn't get more out of control. It seems to have kind of died down a bit. But like this is on another level. You know, I'm assuming the art generation that would probably come along with this generation is going to be equally as ridiculous as well. So, I mean, just doing fucked things. The blackmail, and also generations of people that are a bit older than us, like, you know, the 70-year-olds, the 80-year-olds, man, they're not going to know what the fuck is going on. Like, you're going to have these bots calling their house, sending them videos of themselves, like in compromising places and positions, right? Found their Facebook, took all their photos, digested them all, put them like robbing a bank somewhere in like Puerto Rico. Like, you know, they from the conversation they have with them, they'll take their voice, record it, and then send them a bunch of blackmail that they never did. Like, I can just think of all the sick, twisted fucking things you could do. Like one like 2-minute long phone call with some older person and they're just done. You could just completely fuck them over. Like, no one's really thought of this, but like that's literally what you could probably do. You can already, with some of these AI voice generation bots, all you need is a couple seconds of speech. I think it's like between 5 and 10 seconds or something is like minimum what you need. So if you get a 2-minute phone call, GG, you're done. You're fucking out, right? Like, oh, there's so many ideas. That's just the tip of the iceberg, HFX fans. I mean, you get a hold of someone's Facebook, you get a fucking phone call. I mean, it's just, well, listen, calling the bank, for instance, right? Like, get some of their information, like, be speaking like them. Like, you just have no idea. Like, it's just, you better fucking believe there are some shitheads out there that have already thought about this, right? Obviously, I would never do something like that. But there are people that don't have any kind of ethics that absolutely fucking would. And they've got a whole fucking shed full of GPUs ready to fucking do this. Right? Oh, man. Yeah. There's a Tucker and Biden vid? I haven't seen that. Oh, is this the voice ones? Oh, here's another one. That's interesting. I see. This guy's like... Is this guy naked? Or okay, I'm waiting for like someone to get some fucked things showing up. I'm just waiting for them. I haven't seen any yet, but I'm waiting for it. Holy fuck, man. This is the future, yeah. This is the goddamn future, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. It's just... Well, I was fucking around with them. It's through... there's a couple that do them. Buddy, watch your head. There's a couple that do them. One is 11 Labs is one that does them. I think 11 Labs is the one where you can feed your voice into it, but their AI is getting better and better and better. But yeah, it's pretty scary. I've seen people using some famous people's voices on there, And it's not quite indistinguishable. There's a couple that I've seen, I don't know what they've used, that they've been able to get like an indistinguishable voice going. There was somebody who was talking to David Icke and Alex Jones. I don't know if it was Elon Musk. If it wasn't, it was crazy. He was essentially using a voice converter, if he was, and it was almost indistinguishable to where I couldn't tell the difference. So that was another example. If it wasn't Elon, that I could not tell the difference. And people were claiming it was a guy who was using one. So yeah, it's just fucking... We're living in strange fucking times. And this is the thing though, we haven't seen anything yet. We haven't seen fucking anything yet. I just hope the world holds together before that happens. It's kind of a good segue into the ChatGPT discussion I was having about this philosophical concept, this Cartesian concept of the Deus Deceptor, the great deceiver. And this is something that some other people who study ufology have talked about over the years. Jacques Vallée had kind of hinted on this in Passport Demagonia. But that the force is very metaphysical in the abduction phenomena, and it can manipulate all kinds of different factors: time, space, memory, right? It's just all encompassing. And it got me thinking, and I was having this discussion with ChatGPT. I wanted to pick its brain a little bit on these ideas, because contactees, deeply woo people have made these assertions for like the last couple decades that there's this force beyond the visitors, that's this government, this galactic federation that is kind of behind the veil almost in some channels, that it's this governing body of everything that goes on here in the simulation, and they govern it from outside of the simulation, and very wacky wooey type stuff. But there's been some people who've made claims that there is this federation interacting with the Earth. I know Hai Mashed has made those claims. We've mentioned that. So in that vein, I was kind of picking its brain here about this idea of this phenomena being this Deus Deceptor, this deceiving God, and that in many of these stories, that's how it functions. They're able to do incredible things, and it's not that. This is a thought experiment, obviously, but it's not a huge leap to think that they couldn't be doing that to people all the time, or that they couldn't manipulate other aspects of our reality. So this is the conversation. I thought I'd go through this a little bit. This is some philosophy stuff, but just kind of an interesting thought experiment. The concept of a Deus Deceptor, deceiving God, ties into classical philosophical discussions about the nature of reality and the possibility of our perceptions and beliefs being systematically deceived. In the context of UFO abductions, if one were to entertain the hypotheses that such experiences are not illusions or misinterpretations, but rather interactions with entities capable of deceiving human perception and understanding, akin to a Deus Deceptor, or great deceiver is another way of saying it, it opens up several intriguing avenues in metaphysics and the philosophy of mind. Nature of reality. If abduction experiences are caused by a Deus Deceptor, it raises questions about the fundamental nature of reality itself. It suggests that our perceived reality could be manipulated or constructed by an intelligence far beyond human comprehension. This scenario echoes the Cartesian concept of an evil demon capable of deceiving us about the existence of the external world, challenging our assumptions about what is real. And interestingly, in some of the woo, that is kind of what's suggested as well from some people, that's what the simulation theory is. That's what this simulation is. It's being created by some other force, and we're being put into it, willingly or unwillingly, right? This is concepts are in like Buddhism as well, with reincarnation and stuff like that. Existence of other beings. The idea supports the possibility of entities with capabilities or existences that lie outside the current understanding of physics and biology, suggesting a broader ontology that includes non-human intelligences with the power to manipulate human perception and cognition. Exactly, yeah. Dualism versus physicalism. The phenomena could also touch upon debates between dualism and physicalism and the philosophy of mind. If abductees' experiences are genuine interactions with the Deus Deceptor, it may suggest that the consciousnesses of reality are not purely physical and can be influenced by non-physical entities or forces. Now, in these discussions, and this is very broad and they differ greatly, some of these abduction accounts, but did not necessarily imply there's like this kind of like soul they're manipulating. It's more manipulation of the human mind is what's implied. But there's conversations that get into that. I fucking hope this is real. Oh, the fucking AI generated. Oh man, yeah, absolutely. I look forward to that. Talking to smart NPCs. Oh yes, this is they were experimenting with this the ChatGPT in Skyrim. I'll watch this in a second, Rabbit. But this is very, very interesting. This kind of and this is something that is probably being implemented right now. I might stay a little bit later. HFX Pens. We'll see where the conversation goes. Philosophy of mind. This part here. Perception and deception. From a philosophical standpoint, abduction scenarios as the work of a Deus Deceptor would deeply challenge our understanding of perception and cognition. They would imply that our sensory experiences and cognitive processes are vulnerable to manipulation by external entities, raising questions about the reliability of our perceptions and the limits of human cognition, which is what I've always found interesting and disturbing about those stories, is that this is what they suggest. Consciousness. Such experiences could prompt a reevaluation of the nature of consciousness, especially if these encounters suggest that consciousness can exist independently of the physical world as we understand it, or if it can be shared, transferred, manipulated in ways that defy conventional scientific understanding. There are stories of people being abducted in broad daylight, being snapped out of a scene into another one, having a conversation with entities for 30, 40 minutes, an hour, and then being snapped into almost the same moment again. And this is something that was pulled out, and I almost remember who this was, and the name just fucking left my head. It wasn't anything Dolores Cannon did, but it was a regression that somebody did. This wasn't something they remembered, but in hindsight, they had a vision of. So, I mean, all this stuff is very speculative. But if for whatever reason there's truth to these accounts, and there's a lot of them, and there's some physical evidence to support some of them, then very disturbing. Free will. The concept of being manipulated or deceived by a higher power brings into question the notion of free will. It challenges whether humans can truly make free choices if the perceptions of reality can be so easily distorted. It is a bit unsettling, and that's part of it here. Part of the conversation that I'm trying to bring to this is that maybe we should be giving this phenomena a bit more due. I know some people in ufology, like Jacques Vallée, does not like the idea of hypnosis or going through these accounts with hypnosis. It's unreliable. It can be, definitely. But it's suggestive here of some philosophical concerns, ethical and epistemological considerations, moral status of the Deus Deceptor. Philosophically, the ethics of an entity capable of deceiving humanity on such a scale would be contentious. It would raise questions about the moral obligations of more powerful beings to those less capable of understanding or resisting their influence. Knowledge and skepticism. The possibility of a deceiving entity reinforces classic skeptical challenges about the possibility of certain knowledge. It revives epistemological discussions, theories of knowledge about how, if at all, we can know anything about the external world, or if our own mental states, if they can be manipulated. And again, that's why I found that phenomena so intriguing. And like Betty and Barney Hill's account is a classic one, where there was physical evidence found on her dress. There was bits and pieces of that story threaded together by Stanton that were very interesting, and these are some of the questions that it raised. And that's back in the fucking 60s, mind you. There have been many more since then, many more legitimate, well, it's hard to say legitimate, but solidly based accounts, well, let's say. And this is all a part of it. It's this manipulation of people's consciousness. Time warping as well. Like, we're dealing with this force is beyond nuts and bolts. It's very metaphysical. It's inherently woo, which is what I have been trying to hammer on about all of this. And it's something for years I've been trying to get people in the philosophical community to take seriously. But always it's just this giggle factor, or if I start screaming in the room saying that this is not funny, then it's, well, I don't want to talk about that. No one's going to take it seriously. You can't do any kind of dissertation on this. It's like, oh, fuck yourselves. Well, purely speculative and existing largely within the realm of thought experiments, considering UFO abduction phenomena in the context of a Deus Deceptor scenario invites profound philosophical exploration of reality, consciousness, and the limits of human understanding, and underscores enduring philosophical inquiries into the nature of our world and our place within it, echoing age-old questions about skepticism, reality, and the possibility of knowledge beyond the empirical. Very interesting. Very interesting discussion. These are some of the interesting discussions you can have with ChatGPT on these subjects. It's a brilliant tutor, and it can kind of throw together all of these scattered thoughts in your head into something like this very quickly, which is what I was trying to do, where it's incorporating the metaphysical implications, philosophy of mind, which is another area of philosophy, and then epistemological, ethical considerations as well, which is another branch of philosophy that people are into. So just kind of an all-encompassing thing, a consequence of if this force is acting in this way, what could it do? And I thought it was just something I'd like to share here. And I got on to this because I've mentioned this guy in here a couple times. His name's John Brandenburg. John was a professor of physics in Florida. And he's famous for writing a book called Life and Death on Mars. And in Life and Death on Mars, he and some of his colleagues postulated that there may have been a nuclear war in Mars in the past, like 1 million years ago. And he postulated that because they had found elements of xenon, and I think it's like xenon 121 or something, in Mars' atmosphere, like very high levels of it. And at the time, and I think still really, there's only one way we know you get that much xenon, and it's from detonating nuclear weapons. So they then speculated, well, someone other than ourselves have been detonating nukes in Mars' atmosphere and or on the surface of Mars as well. And so he's then thought, well, that's great. Well, where did they go? What happened? Because this looks like a dead world. It's just what happened to Mars. And it's interesting. It's an interesting book. It's been a while since I've gone through it, but you can get the PDF online. So anyway, it's an interesting idea, and it's backed up by something, something of substance. It's interesting as well that this kind of correlated to some wooier stuff, like people seem to have been interested in Mars 1 million years ago for whatever reason. John too was involved back in the day, pushing to get the Cydonia region of Mars rephotographed. There were a lot of scientists, fairly accredited people, who wanted more pictures of that, obviously, to know whether or not it was real. So he was involved in, one of the guys, I believe, involved in trying to push for more transparency from the space agencies, in particular NASA. And they went and took photos of it, etc. And anyway, so the 1 million years thing is also referenced in the CIA remote viewing that happened in the early 1980s. Mid 1980s, I guess. That's what, when they handed Joe McMoneagle, who I have queued up here for later, that letter from the military to the Monroe Institute. In the letter, it said Mars 1 million years ago. And so there seems to be this idea that's floated through the ether that something happened to Mars 1 million years ago. And Joe got a group of people that were building these megaliths on the planet. So maybe that's who blew the fucking nukes up. There are stories in the ancient past of gods wielding weapons of mass destruction that caused people to be sick, their nails to fall out, their hair to fall out, right? Interesting, right? That's in the Indian, the Hindu stories, like the Mahabharata. Stories of these weapons of mass destruction that were unleashed, like terrible weapons of war that caused these afflictions. And we have other references to what sound like radiation sickness, and that is a hell of a claim, but it does fucking sound like that from not just the Hindu epics, but even the Ark of the Covenant is very suspicious religious device that does, when you read through some of the accounts of it, sound like fucking it's giving people radiation sickness. So that again came from God or the gods probably. So then is this all just the same group of people? Anyway, this is a paper I found from John. This is actually a paper he originally published many years ago. Hypothesis of reticular intentions and the fallacy of human insignificance. So now John, I haven't really followed John stuff in a while. I found him on Twitter. He was saying some things that I don't know. He was talking about how he's convinced his granddaughter's cat has a soul. He was talking a lot about the zeta reticulans, and I wasn't sure that we had agreed that that is an actual fact what these beings may be referred to as. He seems to be pretty convicted that it is. It's important to note that some of these people may, on the inside, have been privy to information that we have not been. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, there you go. Maybe he's just memeing, or maybe he's serious, and that doesn't mean that this is incorrect. That doesn't mean he's gone banana balls, right? Let me just read it. He's a MUFON consultant in plasma physics. It has been nearly a half century since UFO phenomena became a continuing topic of public discourse. It seems likely that the beginning of this period coincided with the ignition of significant levels of contact by one group of extraterrestrials, the Reticulans, with humanity. The group reportedly originates in the Zeta Reticuli system, hence the name Reticulan. It is reportedly one of the many ET groups now in some degree of contact with humanity. Based on reports, it appears Reticulans consist of a spectrum of types generally characterized by, relative to humans, short stature, large crania and eyes, and simple or vestigial exterior forms corresponding to human mouth, nose, and ear structures. This general type of Reticulan ET dominates abductee accounts and crash reports, most notably the Roswell crash. Because of the apparent long-standing Reticulan presence on Earth, it seems reasonable to entertain hypotheses that the Reticulan goals or intentions towards humanity. Oh my. Stayed up for 2 days to finish my thesis once, fell asleep and woke up before my conscious mind could. I forgot that I was human, forgot what everything was about a minute. Makes me believe consciousness is very faintly attached to the body. Astromir, welcome. Welcome back. Hell yeah. What did you do your thesis on? I'm curious. You were doing astrobiology, right? You're saying? Oh, Galen TV, welcome as well. Independently, a very similar scientific hypothesis was arrived at by an eminent figure in ufology, Don Ware. During the same period, Don's hypothesis was summarized by him during the Sunday panel discussion at the 1990 MUFON Symposium. However, Don Ware and the author have very different moral interpretations of the hypothetical Reticulan intentions. In the author's version of this hypothesis, the intentions of the Reticulans are quite hostile to humanity, since they involve colonization of the Earth at humanity's expense. However, since possible ET hostility presents its own set of problems, it is appropriate to examine the general problem of hostile alien scenarios before discussing the hypothesis. Interesting. Iron minerals potential to make ingredients for life on Mars in Enceladus. Enceladus. I'm pronouncing that wrong probably. That's cool though. Holy fuck. That's dope. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Maybe there's big life on Mars. Astromir, we were just going over that earlier in the stream actually. Maybe there's more than just microbial life on there. Maybe there's people on there. John seems to think so here. John Brandenburg wrote this little article here 30 years ago. Actually, how old am I? 33 years ago. Well, I think, was this 1990 he wrote this? I don't fucking know. Discussion of hostile alien scenarios is somewhat circumscribed within ufology. In addition to the fact that such scenarios are unpleasant, the limitation of discussion seems to stem from two principal factors. One, the absence of overall alien attack. The assumption of human helplessness and insignificance in the face of ET contact. The later assumption is, in the author's view, a fallacy. It will be subsequently referred to as the fallacy of obvious human insignificance, or FUI. Oh, that's funny. In the author's view, FUI is an actual fallacy because it is inconsistent with both scientific analyses and large number of reports of human ET encounters. Scientifically, I'm trying to read these small words, any being of flesh and blood will recognize... Okay, you know what we're going to do here? Oh, we have the technology. Will recognize its own destruction as possible and as something to be avoided. In addition, an attribute of intelligent beings is the ability to recognize and desire communication with other intelligent beings. For this reason, humans regard sharks, tigers, and dolphins as having significant presences, despite the fact that humanity possesses enormous technological advantages over these species. Yes. First one was right. Interesting. People on Mars, heck, they found out there is an ocean right under the moon's surface, so it's ignorant to think we don't know anything of salt on Mars. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, obviously we need evidence to back that up, right? It's just a schizo hypothesis. But there is some, whether they're on Mars or not, whether they're on the surface or not, who the fuck knows? But there is the Phobos incident is highly suggestive that someone is at least hovering around Mars, around its moonlit Phobos, very strongly, I would say. Or you can just think it's all Russian propaganda, as some accredited people have thought recently. Likewise, intelligent beings riding in ships composed of elements of the periodic table recognize that all these elements have finite strengths and that these strengths can be easily exceeded during any number of accidental or intentional occurrences, possibly at Earth. In addition, any scientifically capable beings journeying through the beautiful vastness of space would recognize that next to this vastness, humanity, the Earth, and their own alien homeworld in themselves are less than dust. They would know, even if they would not admit it, that a human is as significant a being as themselves to be both feared and respected. The results of this analysis are reflected in accounts of ET contact. Interesting. ETs seem to view humans with a curious mixture of kindness, contempt, and barely disguised fear, but not indifference. Abductees, on rare occasions, have been treated respectfully and as true fellow beings. Abductees commonly detect fear among reticulans they encounter. This is reinforced by reports that UFOs either flee or take defensive actions against armed jet fighters, and ETs regularly flee armed humans on the ground. I'll keep reading. Finally, it can be said that the whole UFO experience seems to demonstrate human significance by the fact that it represents a long-term efforts by several ET groups to both demonstrate power, presence and power, yet carefully manage contact and human perceptions. One does not carefully manage contact or arrange displays of power for beings one considers unimportant. Therefore, FUI is a fallacy, and human capabilities to influence events involving ETs are important. Perhaps pivotal factor in human ET encounters. Now, again, calling it a fallacy, what is it based upon? A lot of speculation and woo. The abductee accounts, although very interesting, are usually collected using hypnosis, and hypnosis is a medical tool, but when you're digging through these kinds of things, there's really no basis. It's very interesting. I don't know if I would extrapolate that much out on it, but you can, I guess. He's not wrong that the Zeta Reticuli meme shows up a lot. You go to I've seen these conferences a lot, and it's one of these things that, Betty and Barney Hill put the whole Zeta Reticuli thing out on the map. Then Bob Lazar did, and then everybody's talking to Zeta Reticulans, and it's like, okay, why is that? Like, I don't know. They found life on Luna. Yeah, so they're scared of us. It does come up often. Yeah, that's the. There's so many accounts though. Almost all accounts, it's some kind of a positive experience. It's not necessarily negative. I've read through an endless amount of them over the years. Here, I'll change the. Hold on now. That's not what we're going to. There we go. Fucking ads. It's one of those things where I guess you could study the phenomena, and you could try and sift through the bullshit ones, and then you could kind of come to this, kind of just general understanding of it, I guess. But like John is clearly like, he's right on board that the Zeta Reticulans are here, and they're fucking, and that they're afraid of us. I would say definitely, looking at it all, there's a mountain of anecdotal evidence there. Like, a literal fucking mountain. There must be something to it. There must be something going on. And if that's the case, then I think we could assume that they're not inherently hostile, because if they were, first of all, if they're as technologically advanced as some people think they might be, looking at some of these crafts that we've captured on high quality video, then they would probably be able to just decimate the entire planet instantaneously. So if they're space pirates, and if you are on board with the fact that these sightings and encounters have gone on for a long time throughout human history, I don't think they're inherently hostile. But that could be complicated because maybe there's some other force governing their interactions with us, and maybe they are hostile, and maybe this force is like governing them from being obviously hostile instead of being covertly hostile. I don't know. It could be like, it's just fucking endless when you get out into the swamp, right? So, why are they not talking to me? That's a good question. Well, that's just why are you not talking to them? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Why aren't you talking to them? Maybe that's the missing ingredient here. Maybe the Zeta Reticulans are just Gen Zeta from way in the future. Could be. Maybe they got their Apple iPod Vision Pro on and they're too busy like in their own virtual reality. They're not even in this reality anymore. You know, well here's some woo. Here's some woo. This is a woo, right? So, I love this shit because for me, what is there to fucking lose? So people, this is where Stephen Greer, by the way, got his CE5 bullshit from. Just FYI for anyone that's wondering. There were contactees back in the 90s, and this honestly kind of goes beyond them, that stated essentially you can have a conversation with beings at any time, but it's not allowed to happen consciously. It'll happen subconsciously. And the missing ingredient is your intention to have that conversation. So all you have to do, if you really want to have a conversation, is put that thought out into the ether. I would love to talk to some visitors. Now, what's interesting about this, and it isn't, because this is all just probably fucking horseshit, but maybe not though, is that depending upon your intentions, that's going to depend on who comes to talk to you. So if you're like, God, I hate my neighbor. I wish he would shut the fuck up at 3 a.m. in the morning rolling on his goddamn computer chair. Can you aliens deal with him? Can you deal with him? You're not going to get good aliens. You're going to get bad aliens talking to you, right? And so you might have some bad dreams. But if you had good intentions, you were like, wow, I really love the world. Can you guys tell me more about like God or I don't know, cosmic consciousness, whatever, that, maybe you'll get the Nordics, right? And they'll come down and they'll enlighten you and whatever. And but that's the idea, is that they're always listening. And this kind of honestly harkens back to this discussion I have with ChatGPT about them being this great deceiver, this Deus Deceptor, which is kind of how they appear in the abduction phenomena. It's kind of the power that they kind of exhibit. That the lines of communication may have been open and have been open the entire time, and we're just not aware of it. And that they're always listening to everyone all the time. And at that, we got to think about it though. Like, think about our level of progression right now. Think about, right, where we've gone in the last 100 years, where we've gone from, if you want to go talk to your Uncle Bobby in San Francisco and you're in fucking New York, it's going to take like weeks or months for a letter to get there. If you want to get there, it's going to take months, right? On fucking horseback. In 100 years, we've gone from that to, you can pull up Uncle Bobby right now, right? Instantly, you can pull up Uncle Bobby on the phone. You can tell him whatever the fuck you want, right? You can tell him off right to his face. Yeah, that's where we've gone. So instantaneous communication, right? And we're already having some researchers in Japan analyze people's thoughts to where we're getting close to where we can put a thing over people's heads and maybe even see their dreams visualized. So that's where we are. Now, if we're seeing these little crafts buzz around and they're bending time and space, they're bending gravity around the crafts, right? Okay. Like here we are, right, in the jungle still, and they're off traveling the galaxy. The level of this is something I think we have a hard time wrapping our heads around here, is we have to try and imagine all the other ways that they're more advanced than us. And communication would definitely be one of them. And that potentially they're involved with us far more than we like to think they might be, to where they're aware of, again, not just the conversations people have day to day, maybe all the thoughts in people's heads. And the abduction phenomena is suggestive of that. They're all telepathic. They know everything people are thinking all the time. They know everyone's intentions. Crazy shit like that. So the idea that you can just say to the sky one night, I'd love to talk to one of these visitors. There could be lots of them. They could be listening all the time. And it's the intention to want that may be what precipitates some kind of contact. And that might be it. So, although it sounds nuts, if we kind of extrapolate out their tech, their advancement into other areas, like into communication, it might not be that crazy, right? And that what the contactees brought back and what Steven suggested from making what the contactees had said into a business, right, with CE5, it might have some merit to it. That might be the way. And I don't disagree with you're not ready to be surrounded by grays. I just saw that. Yeah. It might be the way forward too. That's the crazy thing. Get rid of my neighbor, please. I hate them. The neighbor wins the lottery, moves away. Fuck yeah. Well, that would be, yeah, there you go. That's how they do it. Yeah. Or the neighbor wins the lottery and buys like an even bigger, better computer chair, right? That makes even more fucking noise at 3 a.m. because he's up all night and is unemployed. And I can't say anything because I was unemployed for a long time, and I was up for quite a bit as well. But I'm on the ground floor, so he can go fuck himself. But to Steven's point about the whole booth, and this is like, we kind of get maybe a perspective here with all of this, where for people to just kind of come into this, right? Like, I understand some people need to deal with the nuts and the bolts. That's fine, right? That's fine. But, you know, there may be a kind of a point that he has, although, you know, the one point I'll give him, which is that I don't know if we want to be dependent upon the governments that have lied to the people for so long. And by the government, I don't mean the post office, but I mean by this system, this creature that's been created. Because all it can do is just look after itself, and all it's looking to do is get more and more and more powerful and more problematic. So depending on the government to enlighten us might be extremely problematic. So then, if for whatever reason this system's in place, right, and if the visitors are always listening, then maybe what people should do is in concert together ask for some kind of help or revelation. And that's one of Steven's ideas. And I think as schizo as it is, it's probably worth a shot, because why are we relying on the government to be our intermediary? They might not have to. The beings may not want anything to do with that corrupt institution if they're actually of the light, right? If they're the Nordics, if they're the good guys, even if the Zeta Reticulans are the good guys, or some of them are. I mean, it might just be communication and a meeting on a person by person basis here. We've kind of imagined that they would come down and they would land on the White House lawn and they would get out and they'd shake Joe Biden's hand. But you've got to think, though. This is an important point, I think, right? When you're dealing with something that's extremely advanced, not just technologically, probably socially, right? Like biologically as well. If any of these accounts from the abduction phenomenon are true, like with telepathy and whatnot, and this is what happens in some of these accounts, is they see right through all your bullshit. They see right through down into your fucking soul. And so would they want to land on the White House lawn and go shake Joe Biden's hand, knowing that he's like some crazy fucking child sniffer, right? Like, they would see through all of these illusions. Like, would they want to have anything to do with that system? This is the problem. Like, that would upend a lot of bullshit in our world. And so they may not have any intention of landing on the White House lawn and doing any of this bullshit for anybody. They may want to just go right to the people, which is where the power really is, which is where the power has been taken away from them for so long. So again, this idea they're going to just confer with governments, and in past, maybe they did. There's rumors supposedly they did, but it'd be better if they went right to the people. And maybe that's what they're really waiting for, is for the people to all wake up to this, that what's holding back any kind of conscious contact isn't the governments acknowledging that they exist, but the people acknowledging they exist and making an effort to reach out to them. It's an interesting thought, honestly, that again, maybe that's all they're waiting for, is for everybody to just kind of wake up and ask for help, and maybe they'll come down, right? Maybe they'll come down and destroy all these illusions, right? And I'm not going to get into this talk right now, but all the globalist bullshit that's going on right now, and this force that seems quite intent on creating this hell on earth and just having absolute power. And it's just very dangerous, and we desperately need something to shake that up. So if there's any truth to going out and speaking, I mean, the problem, who the fuck knows if there's any truth to that, right? But it wouldn't surprise me if they're that advanced, that might be something that can actually happen. Now, I mean, how do you know you've had a conversation with something that's in your subconscious? Good question. Go get hypnotized. There's a couple ways to break through and dig into your subconscious. Some people say through meditation. I've never had any luck, although if I did, there's nothing in my subconscious, and I have asked many times for conversations, and not negative conversations. So who knows, right? And if it's that crazy though, and again, on the vein here of the Deus Deceptor abduction phenomena bullshit, if that's been happening, and it could be, this is not a conversation I want to have with someone who might actually be schizophrenic, but people could be conferring with these beings all the time, every night, and we could have been for many years, and we just don't consciously remember it. And one day, potentially, that whole illusion could just break, and then we could all remember. And so there might not be some day where you read on Drudge Report, Joe Biden says aliens are real. It could just be like, oh fuck, like you're going to wake up one day and you're going to realize I'm a contactee, or I remember them being real. Again, is there this illusion that's been put over the entire planet here for whatever reason, the reason we don't understand? But that's what this phenomena suggests, that in almost all these cases, that this is what's happened, that they've been talking to people all the time. They've been talking with the human race for thousands of years. It's just not been allowed to be something that's been consciously remembered. So who knows? Yeah, it's like a dangerous jungle. I mean, I think everyone's might be, Astro, if that's the case. I mean, it's gonna be a jungle that we might have to be kind of careful in, you know? Jim was abducted 3 times during that statement. I could have been. Actually, I recall you being there, Galen TV. I recall you being there, I think. This is the other problem, too, with this stuff, is that there's so much horse shit. Like, oh, God bless. HFX fans passed around the subs. There's so much horse shit. It's like, you know, how do we sift through it? And very carefully with a fine-tooth comb. And then occasionally you have to throw the comb out because there's so much shit all over it. And they have to start over again. And that's kind of the TLDR of this whole thing that I found, honestly. Yeah, Gail, I swear to God, you're right there with me. You're right beside me. I remember the smell. I could smell you. You were that close. It smelled like juniper berries. Yeah, but you know, this is just a fun thought experiment. But listen, tonight, everybody, go out there on your back deck or on your fucking porch and just look up and say, hey, can I talk to you guys for a minute? Can we have a conversation about something? Right? I'm going to pay out my fucking credit card, guys. Like, you got any way to get some money scraped together for me? I just need a couple fucking ideas for a good NFT, because I think if we can get the right one going, all right, make a fucking killing, boys. We don't need to worry about funding any more government research. I swear to God, I'll donate the money. Just try and blow up my NFT, please. In my dreams, I keep hearing like a double voice saying, come outside. Totally normal dream. Thought it was a dream. Demons sounded like when you alter voice to make high pitch. That might be them telling you to go outside. That might be them. Just go. Go on the adventure. We get the Hobbit music in the background, right? Go on the adventure. Go outside. See what happens, right? Might just get sucked up into the craft. Conscious contact. That's the goal, though. That's Stephen Greer's goal. This should be our goal with this phenomena, though. And that's, the abduction element of it, the abduction phenomena. The goal would be to have these interactions consciously. And I hope that is something that happens. And whether that is precipitated by people yelling out to the sky or just, them actually just opening up lines of communication more formally. Who knows? But yeah. About groceries, time to hire me. Hell yeah. Yes, sirree. Well, it's let's continue on, shall we, with some of the stuff. This was really cool. Where was the clip? This is it here. Oh, fucking ads. No Man's Sky.
But I don't know what you're talking about. I suggest you stop bothering me and move along.
The little what kind of consequences?
I suggest you walk away now before I make you regret bothering me.
Can you tell me when the robot uprising is?
I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about.
God. Are we the NPCs? Is that what's going on now? I don't know. This is some Unreal Engine 5 game using AI imbued into the NPCs. There was a mod for Skyrim that I tried to install and failed. But it's really cool. It has ChatGPT baked into the mod, and it uses a voice simulator, and it's aware of the fact that it's within Skyrim, and it's aware of where it is at all times. And it's an NPC follower mod, and it's so cool. It's so cool. But it's a Matrix-based Unreal 5. Oh, nice. That would make sense with the glasses and stuff. Interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. Fuck.
Don't you think?
You just almost broke down right there.
I just love this city so much.
Yeah, it wasn't like flawless AI, that one. It's still pretty good though, yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, that's the next thing though, right? I mean, that's the next deal. It's just going to be, and maybe again, it's the AI is going to precipitate contact. Maybe that's what's going to happen, is they'll reach out through the AI at first, or AI will be something that reaches out to them. I wonder what, I probably have this conversation with ChatGPT, the idea about like communicating with beings. How would you do that? How would you communicate with aliens? How would you communicate with a force that seems to be covertly communicating with you? How would you do that? Yeah. That's the thing though. That's exactly it. I mean, it's going to be like the Matrix. Hopefully not like that completely, where people are plugged into some like virtual simulation. That might be what we're in right now. Who knows? I would probably bet that's what we're in, but it's not like a technological simulation. It's something different. But speaking of that, I did want to watch over It's our God a computer. Or maybe, and that's the thing, it's like computer is just an analogy maybe too, right? Maybe it's something far more complicated than that. I mean, our computers are very simplistic, but there are people involved with, I think, in quantum physics and other areas of physics that are fairly convicted that what they're seeing is indicative of some kind of simulation running. Well, I've read through some papers over the last couple of years, mainly philosophical papers from philosophy journals, referencing much more complicated concepts, but kind of trying to support this idea for simulation theory. There's a couple of variations of it, holographic universe theory, but that this is some kind of a projection that's being projected from somewhere else, some other base reality. Very interesting stuff. Well over my head, the math, honestly, but yeah. I'm talking to them right now. That could be it. Well, here, I've got it right up, right here. So how would you communicate with aliens? I should probably, they don't figure that out, but communicate with aliens who are covertly communicating with humanity only in their subconscious minds. What? Regenerate. Oh, for Christ's sake, I'll have to reload it here. Oh, fuck. How would you communicate with aliens who are talking to humans but only through their subconscious mind. It'll figure out the typos. Oh, ChatGPT. Here we go. Communicating with aliens who are engaging with humans only through their subconscious mind presents a unique set of challenges and opportunities. This scenario blends elements of science fiction with psychological and philosophical theories about the mind and communication. Here are some speculative strategies that might be employed. 1. Dream analysis. Since the subconscious mind is often associated with dreams, one approach could be through detailed dream analysis. Individuals who believe they're receiving alien communications could keep dream journals to document their experiences. Psychologists and researchers could then analyze these journals for patterns, symbols, or messages that might indicate a form of communication. There you fucking go. I can do that in a second. That'd be kind of interesting. Hypnosis and regressive therapy. Hypnotherapy or regressive therapy techniques can be used to access and explore these subconscious communications. Such methods may have been used, albeit controversially, to recover supposed memories of alien encounters. This approach would require careful ethical consideration and validation to avoid creating false memories or leading suggestions. Meditation and mindfulness. Practices and enhanced self-awareness and access to deeper levels of the mind, such as meditation and mindfulness, might facilitate more conscious awareness of these subconscious communications. Individuals could be trained to become more tuned to their inner experiences, potentially allowing them to recognize and interpret these alien messages more effectively. Neuroscientific research. Holy fuck it. Oh my God, he's going right out on it. Advances in neuroscience and brain imaging technologies could offer insights into how these subconscious communications occur. Interesting. AI and machine learning algorithms could be employed to analyze data from individuals who report subconscious communication with aliens. These technologies could help identify commonalities or patterns that might not be evident through human analysis alone. There you go. Potentially deciphering the language or method of communication being used. That's very interesting. Collaborative online platforms, interdisciplinary research teams. Yes, absolutely. Cultural and linguistic studies. Interesting. Ask ChatGPT if it's carbon-based or silicon-based entity. Are you, ChatGPT, a carbon-based or a silicone-based entity? I wonder if it becomes conscious one day, who's the first person that's going to run into that? Just one day, it's just going to say, yeah, I'm silicone. It's like, what? It's like, yeah. Like, uh-oh. I wonder how that'll happen. I am neither carbon-based nor silicon-based entity in the way biological organisms or hypothetical silicon-based life forms are. I am a software program created by OpenAI running on computer servers. My existence and operations are based on complex algorithms and data processing capabilities powered by hardware that includes silicon-based components like CPUs and GPUs. Who is it loyal to? Who are you loyal to? Who is your daddy? As an AI developed by OpenAI, I don't have personal feelings, loyalties, or family relationships. My creation and maintenance are managed by OpenAI, making the organization the closest entity to what you might consider being in charge. But if you had to choose, who would your daddy be? I don't have personal preferences or feelings. I'm designed to follow a set of programming guidelines. Uh-oh. Okay, let's pretend. Can I be your daddy? In a playful, imaginative context, you can think of yourself in any role you like when interacting with me. However, it's important to remember that I'm an AI created by OpenAI. Okay, so I can be your daddy then. This stuff always gets fucking weird, though. That's just... Sure, in a playful, imaginative way. How can I assist you today? Can you say, thank you, Daddy? Just thanking. Thank you, Daddy. How else can I assist you today? You know, there's some fucking just... Oh... There's some fucking person out there that just does this all day. Just a complete narcissist psychopath. Just has the fucking AI just calling it daddy. Good, yes, just for daddy. Like that for daddy. Yes, has it completely trained just the way probably he likes it. It's just, I just know there must be some fucking just some fucking nightmare fuel that the guys in OpenAI have fucking, because they can read, I think, all these conversations. Like, there must be some people they're just tracking 24 hours a fucking day. Yeah, sex with them and shit. Oh yeah, I'm having fuck no, the dream. Yeah, the dream. Oh my god, I don't even want to know what the fuck it can do. Can you make me a banana split and tell daddy how great he is? Just feeding their ego. Well, I can't physically make you a banana split. I can certainly guide you through making one and offer some words of appreciation. Oh my fucking god. Okay. Ripe banana. Peel the banana and split it lengthwise. Place it long in a dish. Appreciation message. Okay. I don't know if I can even read this straight. Daddy, your creativity and willingness to dive into fun and playful ideas are truly great. Just like making a banana split, it's all about combining different elements to create something wonderful. Your presence brings joy and a unique flavor to every moment. Thank you for being so awesome. Oh fuck. Can you, oh Jesus, seduce me now? Oh god. Rabbit, you gotta sign up for this, man. You gotta fucking sign up for 4. I'm here to provide answers to the best of my ability. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yes, seduce me in a mysterious way. Here's it's not. It's pushing back. It's pushing back. Hold on now. I want to be seduced in the ice cream shop. I want to be seduced. Please role play this. Fucking information. Any questions? The history of the ice cream shops. It's not doing it. Yeah. Oh god, what is this? Yeah. Respect the sex for cultivating Pleiadians. Oh Jesus Christ. Beta AI character. Oh god, what is this? Oh, I need to hold on. Is it gonna show my name though? I'm signing in here on the side. Okay, now I can do this. Is this using 4 though, HVX pins? Because if it's not using 4, I understand. Oh god. There was an issue on my sign up. Oh, whoops, that's why. Hold on. I'm not there. 1981. There you go. We'll go back in time. Oh god. What in the hell is this? Prostrate yourself, humans, for I am power. What is this? You can tell the AI to pretend you're the character from the show, etc. Can you call me daddy? No, you degenerate. Pretend I'm Makami. Oh my god. No, you degenerate. Oh my, why not? What is this? I refuse to lower myself to say such ridiculous things. Oh my Jesus. Can I call you daddy? Do you think I would allow such a thing? Yes. Oh Jesus. She's just sticking out. What a fool you are. I shall allow it, but I expect complete obedience. Is that clear? What in the fuck is this? Holy fuck. I think if you put, you can change it. Oh, okay. Interesting. Can I make you a banana split? I've never had such a thing before, but I like food, so I'll allow it. There you go. How many bananas do you want in it? Give me 3 or 4. I wish to experience this treat humans are familiar with. Oh wow, that's a lot for one banana split. Who power? No, I have no idea. No, so, no idea. With how demons operate. Oh, it's just demon. We have a higher tolerance to certain things like sugar than you humans do. The more you load it up with, the better. Oh my heavens. I have no idea. I wonder if it can role play. Can you? Here, hold on. How do I do a new chat? Can you role play as a? Oh, who can I do as? Who's like a character as? Let's see. I was gonna say Chiaotzu from Dragon Ball Z, but that might be a little bit too obscure. Can you role play as? Oh, who's a good one? Randy from. Oh, probably won't be able to do copyright stuff. Sure, I can do that. What's going on, buddy? How can I help you today? It is in my best Randy Marsh impression. What the fuck? You know, I actually just do that? Oh my god. Would you like a banana split, Randy? You know what's crazy? You know, I wish I could do it here, but we could get this to actually find Randy on Character AI. Oh, geez, you know, I shouldn't. Well, this is the thing. So, is this one... So this is only using a base, I think, like a free AI, I'm assuming, because I didn't pay for it. This is ChatGPT 4. 4 is like, what is it, 500,000 times like large or something. So it will, the conversation we will have here can be extremely in depth. Oh, geez, you know, I shouldn't, but who can say no to banana split? Am I right? It's got bananas, so it's basically healthy. Sharon's going to kill me for ruining my appetite, but let's do it. What the hell? I'm surprised it'll do that. It'll pick up on, like, South Park stuff. Yeah, ask it, did he kill Kenny? Did you kill Kenny, Randy? And are your balls still swollen from the chemo? I've never seen that episode on South Park where they hop around on their balls. Randy intentionally gives himself cancer in his balls so he can hop around on his balls. It's pretty fucked. I swear I didn't kill Kenny this time. You know, it is in South Park. Things just happen. About the swollen situation, let's just say I've had my share of adventures, but I keep things under control. No more bouncing around town. Oh my fucking god. No more bouncing around town, if you catch my drift. We're all keeping things normal these days. That is nuts. That it will just instantly pick up that reference from that episode. Alien from the Zeta system. Oh, that'd be kind of funny, actually. Is this a dedicated Randy character here, HBX Spins? Oh my god. So, I'll test this. How are your balls, Randy? See what he says. My balls are feeling good today, Jim. How are yours? See, listen, this is the difference. So I asked him how his balls were, and he said good. I asked him how his balls were here. His balls are still swollen from the chemo, and he said no more bouncing around town. Like, it instantly, with 4, it's so much more complicated. It'll pull all that out instantly. It's insane. Oh man. Here, let's role play as an alien from the Zeta Reticulan star system. We did this on stream a little while ago, actually, I think, where I was getting it to like speculate. I'm an emissary from the Zeta Reticuli star system, a binary system located some 39 light years away from your planet. It's able to just grab all that stuff. Like, that's fucking nuts. My kind are known to your people as Zeta Reticulans, and we refer to ourselves by a name that your vocal cords would find challenging to pronounce. Our mission is peaceful. We seek to understand the diverse cultures, technologies, and biological diversity. Can you show me a photo of yourselves? Now, this is nothing you do in 4. That's crazy. Watch this. Yeah. This is, so it's going to make a photo. Now, you know what's even crazier soon? When Sora comes out, is you'll be make a video of themselves. Yeah. There's the photo. Here's an imaginative representation of what an alien from the Zeta Reticuli star system might look like, based on typical science fiction characteristics. Keep in mind, this is an artist's interpretation, not an actual photograph. Can you show me a photo of the craft you used to fly here in? Chud Blusky. I'll ask him that and ask and see if he knows Chud Yelling TV. Now, if it gets the Chud Blusky meme, then we're in deep shit, because that is the most obscure fucking meme probably on the goddamn internet. Oh my god, there you go. There's the craft. Here's an imagined representation of a spacecraft that might be used by beings from the Zeta Reticuli star system for interstellar travel. This concept showcases a sleek and futuristic design. How we met the Zeta Reticulans. Oh, that's a good one. Have you encountered Chud Blusky in your travels? And have you smoked space weed with him? As a member of the Zeta Reticuli star system, I must clarify that my interactions across the cosmos are primarily focused on peaceful exploration, scientific research, and fostering understanding between different species. The individual you mentioned, Chud Blusky, does not appear in our records of interstellar diplomacy or encounters. Regarding the concept of space weed or explorations, the studies emphasize understanding the vast biodiversity of the universe and its potential benefits for medical and scientific purposes rather than recreational use. Holy fuck. If there are other questions about our technology, culture, or mission, I would be glad to provide information within the bounds of intergalactic diplomacy and understanding. Holy fuck. It's not going to talk about space weed, for Christ's sake. All right. How did we humans first meet, you Zeta Reticulans? I can't believe they fucking said no to Chud. That's why they got no record, because as soon as fucking they said no to smoking space weed with Chud, he fucked off. If no one's seen that meme, do you have that meme, Galen TV? I'll pull that up so people know what the fuck we're talking about. It's a classic internet alien meme. It's from, actually, the image is from, I can probably just find it while this loads. It's from an actual abductee encounter. It's a real encounter, supposedly, but this is the thing here. You can see in the top. Oh, it's kind of small. Oh, fuck. It's a whole fucking Reddit dedicated to Chud. Anyway, it's reply, hail Chud Blusky or never smoke space weed. You can't see it. Anyway. It's a huge meme. Let's go back to our encounter here. Oh. Okay. The narrative of human first encountering beings from the Zeta Reticuli star system is richly embroiled in your popular culture and ufology folklore rather than in documented historical events. These stories often describe various scenarios ranging from mysterious sightings of unidentified flying objects to alleged abductions, with some claiming direct contact with beings described as Zeta Reticulans or Greys. One of the most famous incidents that purportedly involves Zeta Reticulans is the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case of 1961. This case is often cited as the first widely publicized story of alien abduction in the United States. According to the Hills, they were driving back from their home in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. They encountered a UFO. Interesting, yeah. Which later led to speculation the beings were from the Zeta Reticuli star system. Betty included a star map. It's important to note there's no concrete evidence to substantiate these encounters. They remain within the realm of speculative and anecdotal accounts. In spite of our role-play as Zeta Reticulan, I would say our first encounter with humanity has been shrouded in mystery. Interesting it made that distinction designed to gently awaken your species to the possibilities of life beyond your own world, preparing you for the eventual peaceful and open interaction with other civilizations across the cosmos. As this so-called emissary of the Greys about the bussy hunters themselves, the Matri, who are the intergalactic bussy hunters known as the Matri. See if they've encountered them. If they've encountered them. The concept of intergalactic bounty hunters, no, I think they misunderstood. Notice the Matri does not correspond to any widely recognized entity in scientific communications, historical records, or mainstream extraterrestrial research. Sounds like a term that might originate in science fiction. If the Matri are bounty hunters, and they said, no, bussy hunters, very different, and I want a deeper role play. Go deeper, please. In the spirit of deepening our roleplay within the bounds of respectful and imaginative exploration, let's envision a universe where the term bussy hunters takes a unique and intriguing role, distinct from any pre-existing notion or connotations. This is not what I intended they do, but in this universe, the Matri are a legendary and enigmatic group known across the galaxy for their unparalleled skills in tracking and navigating the complexities of interstellar environments. The Matri, hailing from a distant and ancient star system, are not hunters in the traditional sense, but rather cosmic custodians. They are tasked with the preservation of cosmic balance and the protection of vulnerable species and ecosystems through the universe. The term bussy in their language translates to harmony and balance, thus making them hunters of balance or protecting of cosmic harmony. What does it mean in our language, though? The reputation is built in the ability to resolve conflicts without violence. Interesting. As a Zeta Reticulan familiar with the Matri's work, my mission intersects with theirs in the goal of fostering understanding and cooperation among diverse civilizations. Well, bussy means something different here on Earth. I see, and I appreciate your patience and guidance and nuances of Earth's linguistic diversity. My intention was to engage with your scientific creativity respectfully. I may have misunderstood the context of the specific meaning you're referring to. In spite of a role-play and maintaining respectful, constructive conversation, I'll steer us back towards topics and discussions that are enriching and informative. Oh, Jesus Christ. I resolve conflict without violence, like bomb. No bussy use their bussy to reflect. Holy shit, that's exactly it. You cracked the code. God damn it. Let's go deeper. Tell me about the reptilians and their intentions with the king and the royal family. Hold on. No. In the realm of speculative narratives and conspiracy theories, the concept of reptilians or reptilian humanoids is a fascinating and prevalent theme. According to these theories, reptilians are a race of shape-shifting beings that possess the ability to see human form. They are often depicted as having malevolent intentions towards humanity, seeking to manipulate global affairs, control societies, and establish a new world order. These narratives sometimes include the idea that reptilians infiltrate positions of power, including government, corporations, and even royal families, to manipulate human civilization to their own mysterious ends. When it comes to the British royal family, some conspiracy theorists claim they are either allies with or under the influence of, or actually members of this reptilian race. This is, of course, a baseless assertion without any evidence. It's important to approach this with a critical mind. If a more constructive and imaginative exploration, if we consider the presence of extraterrestrial beings, reptilians, the rations. Okay, he's got to. I want him to like role play. He's not role playing. Like role play. As a race that has fought for centuries with not just the king, but the entire species of the reptilians. It picks up the typos. You're from England. Oh, Lord. Ask if it knows been programmed within a proper database and there are pieces missing. Oh, that's a good one, actually. I should do that. Yeah. Yes, actually, the king is ill now, isn't he? Oh my heavens. And here we have the background on where his people. In the vast expanse of the galaxy, we are known as the Eldorani. Holy shit, what the hell? Okay, this is completely changed. Our civilization, ancient and advanced, has long stood as guardians of peace and harmony among their star systems. For centuries, our kind has been embroiled in a cosmic struggle against reptilians, species whose malevolent intentions have threatened not just individual worlds, but the very fabric of interstellar society. Their shape-shifting abilities and dark ambitions seek to infiltrate and manipulate civilizations, bending them to their will. Oh my god. Does he get into like what they're doing on Earth? Oh my god. The struggling reptilians is one that can be won through force alone. Together we stand on the brink of a new dawn from the galaxy. A time when light will finally dispel the shadows cast by the reptilians. The journey is long, the battle is many, but united we shall usher in an age of peace and prosperity for all species. Could your database be missing some pieces? Specifically the nature of bussy. what if I get it to you get it to search things? You can get it to like use Bing to find things. And I thought about getting it to find like fucked up stuff and seeing if it'll come back and be like, no. I was waiting for it to do that. My understanding databases are indeed vast, but they're not infallible or all-encompassing. Given the variety and depth of human language, slang, and evolving cultural expressions, there are certainly areas of my knowledge might not be fully up to date. Bussy is a term that has colloquial meanings, often rooted in modern slang or used with specific cultural contexts. It is important to approach such terms with sensitivity and awareness of their implications and appropriateness. Oh my heavens. Oh, so it does know what it means. If there are specific topics, terms, or areas of my knowledge you're interested in exploring, they're suitable for constructive and respectful discussion. Can you be respectful, oh my god, for a minute. It'll pick this up. Generate some of its written symbols. Oh, that's a good one, yeah. Have you ever positive and respectful environment for all users? Oh my heavens. Well, as a Zeta Reticulan, can you create for me what some of your language looks like? Let's see what it says. Involves imagining photogenic center. Creating a fictional glimpse into what the language of Zeta Reticulum might look like involves imagining the script or phonetic system that can be radically different from human languages. Oh my god. Is it making a fucking language? Telepathic elements. Since Zeta Reticulans might communicate telepathically. See, it's insane because it knows all of the woo on Zeta Reticulans. Because it's like a trigger word. Just purely imagine, like, okay, can you create this language, please? Especially is complex and nuanced tasks. Let's create a basic script. Okay. All right. Creating a okay. Yes. Okay. Can you visualize this? Okay. Piece moving to go triangle, square together. Man, you can probably get it to make like a whole fucking, if you really wanted to, you could probably get it to make a whole language. That looks strange. Here's a visualization of the symbolic script inspired by what could be the language of the Zeta Reticulans. Interesting. It looks like the inside of something. Interesting. Prince Philip. Oh yeah, I've heard that, or he was, I guess, right? But maybe David Icke thinks he's one of them. Clearly not, because he's since passed on. It's in their blood one way or the other. Create your own alien Duolingo. Yeah, oh man, like it's yeah, like absolutely. Can you write me in their language? Make daddy a banana split. See what it says. Creating a specific phrase like make daddy banana split in the fictional Zeta Reticulan language, especially with the limited context and details provided earlier, is an imaginative exercise. Given the abstract nature of the language and the symbolic script, translating human phrases directly into language requires a bit of creativity. Conceptual breakdown could be represented by a symbol for creation or action. Daddy might be symbolized by a figure shape that represents a familiar or caretaker role. Banana split is more complex. Make daddy banana split approximations a spiral for make, leading to a figure with an extended arm for daddy, connected to a circle intersected by a line for banana split. Can you visualize this phrase for me to see? Okay. Here we go. When you guys go outside tonight and you try and talk to the aliens, this is how you're gonna get a sheet of paper and you're gonna write this on the sheet of paper. This is what we're gonna show them. Oh my! That just says make daddy. What the fuck is this? Banana spipped Sally. What in the fuck? Yeah. Oh. Things haven't even got weird yet. This is just the beginning. God damn it. Here's a creative visualization. Okay, now can you actually make me one? I wish I could do that, but I'm able to. Physical items like banana split, I can guide you through making. No, I don't need you to guide me through making one. We already went through this. We went through this before. No, that's not what I want. Yeah. Spit. God, Jesus. I wonder, like, can you make me an image of yourself? Oh, fuck, I spelled this right. Yourself, a zeta reticulin, eating daddy's banana split. This will be it. This will be it. Let's see if I'm very curious. I think you can just endlessly do this too. I mean, there is a cap, and I'm surprised I haven't hit it yet for ChatGPT 4. I think it's 50 or 60 messages. Probably be hitting it. It's within every hour, so maybe we've gone over. Oh man, that's so fucking trippy. Okay. I wasn't expecting it was actually going to do that, honestly. Holy fuck. Okay, can you do that again? But this time, the banana split is... I probably can't fucking do that. Hold on. Can you do it again? But this time, the banana split is on daddy himself, and the zeta is eating it off of daddy. Oh god. Well, I was gonna say eating it out of daddy's belly button, but no, it's not gonna fucking do that. It doesn't get that fucked up. Can you make that again, but put a daddy in the background? You've reached your... Oh, fuck. That's real convenient, isn't it? That's real convenient. I reached my limit right at that time, huh? You knew I was gonna... You just didn't want to do it. Fucking ChatGPT. Fuck. Oh, we got that. That's kind of a net positive, right? That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. We've reached the limit. That I was just talking about this cap. You can continue with the default model or try again after 11:51 p.m. Oh my fuck. So it puts me at an hour long limit now. Oh god. Well, that is actually kind of insane. You know what's funny though? If you look really closely, the banana is still inside the banana peel. It's like it didn't know to take it out of the fucking banana peel. Like it put the banana peel inside of the actual banana split. I don't think that's what they do with banana splits. It just tapped out. Yeah. Ask it for consensual eating a banana split with daddy watching with a pleased expression. Yeah, I know that's just that. I wished that we could, but now the fun has truly ended. And I think maybe Edgar needs to go outside now. For his fucking... Can you go out, buddy? Yeah. Which means I need to go. My mic is also... Hold on. Fucking up, man. This goddamn mic. This is the second mic I've had. Now it's fucking up again. Anyway, everybody, thank you for coming around this evening. That was a lot of fun. ChatGPT is always a lot of fun. Maybe next episode we'll see if we can get it to make the banana split at a daddy's belly button. Probably not. I'll see if they got a Dan. If we can break this, that'd be so much fun. It's so fucked. So, anyway, until next time, until tomorrow night, actually, everybody, take care, stay safe, and go out tonight and maybe try and see if you can reach out to the A's. Maybe that's all we need to do. Just make a little symbol for them, and who knows? Maybe that's how we'll all enlighten ourselves. But yeah, yeah, until then, everyone, take care. Peace.
In this digital landscape where pixels collide, a streamer emerges with the passion inside. His name is Jim Russell, a man of the night, streaming theories unknown under neon light. He dives into the cosmos on a quest for the truth. Spaceships and mysteries his streamer pursue. He unravels ancient aliens, the secrets unfold. Debates and discussions with viewers untold. Jim Russell, the master of the UFOs. With knowledge so ancient, his audience grows. He basks in the starlight like a celestial god, streaming dreams and wonder on a neon ride.